Grab a drink and join these three besties drinking away their daily problems. Hitting the bar tonight, all because these three single girls are frustrated. They have been chronically single forever, without a date in actual years. Every single day outside, they have to deal with it. Getting absolute tons of couple romance shoved right in their faces. Us women just want to find a rich, super handsome guy to date. Just a casual billionaire, you know? Is that really too much to ask? These three tight-knit girls have literally grown up together since childhood. The blonde beauty, Kang Seon Ah, works as a high school art teacher. Thanks to her stunning looks, she gets hit on by tons of guys. But her luck? Absolutely terrible. She always ends up dating absolute toxic trash guys. The short-haired girl, Chae Eun, is actually a fiercely dedicated Christian tattoo artist. Despite her super edgy, cool style, she strictly believes in absolutely no physical intimacy before getting officially married. So even though she has gone on a few dates, she always ends up totally single in the end. Finally is Ju Jim. We have all known someone with zero dating experience. In the friend group, she is just way too focused on work. She has never had a single free second to find a boyfriend. Thinking about being nearly 30 and still being completely, utterly alone forever, Ju Jim just turns completely pale. If things keep going exactly like this, the girls might literally end up partying hard together, inside a boring nursing home someday. While feeling totally depressed, the three girls remember an old crypto investment. Now watch closely. This is where everything gets wild. That time, these three girls were totally blackout drunk and just randomly clicked buy without knowing a single thing about it. Chae Eun quickly grabs her phone and logs into the exchange app immediately. The result is mind-blowing. Their tiny initial investment of a few thousand has now skyrocketed to 500 million won. Unlucky in love, rich in crypto. An absolutely legendary, peak trading move from our favorite girl squad here. All three of them just stare blankly at the screen, completely speechless from the massive, insane shock. And then, they all start screaming out loud, making everyone else in the bar turn around. Calm down a little bit, you wild girls. Ju Jim, acting like a true slave to capitalism, starts frantically calculating all her bright future plans immediately. With this huge cash payout, I can finally move out into a much bigger house, ending 11 long years of living in cheap, temporary rental rooms forever. Just imagining it feels amazing. But you and I are not ready for Chae Eun. Alright, stick with me here. Chae Eun just completely shattered Dujin's little daydream. She casually drops that if they split the cash, it's 166 million won each. Hearing that? It hits Dujin straight like absolute lightning. She finally snaps right back to harsh reality. Quickly realizing this massive pile of money belongs to all three friends. Obviously, she feels a bit let down. Figuring that, of course, a sum this huge has to be split evenly. 166 million won is honestly still a massive payday though. But buying her own house with just that? Still incredibly difficult. But Seon Ah, who is currently totally wasted right now, completely objects to splitting it. Now watch this, she wants it as a dating bet prize. Basically, whoever manages to escape the single life the fastest walks away with every single penny. Chae Eun just frowns, glaring at Seon Ah to argue back. You are seriously drunk right now, we have to split it. Even though she is hammered, Seon Ah is getting way too hyped. What are you saying? I am totally sober. I just really want to ditch my forever alone status. Chae Eun instantly shoots that down, absolutely refusing to agree with this crazy idea. Forget dating. Whatever happens, we absolutely need to use this cash properly right now. And just like that, the two start loudly arguing. Why do we need some intense survival bet anyway? Literally just divide the cash and we are good. Dujin helplessly tries to calm both of them down. Hey, you two need to listen to me. Both girls immediately snap their heads around to ask her. Fine Dujin, we split it, right? Or are we playing? You and I might think she's sensible, but they have zero clue what she's planning. I can just sleep on the floor. Dujin immediately throws her hand straight up. I am totally playing. Hearing that, Seon Ah is absolutely thrilled. But Chae Eun is far from convinced, instantly scolding her. Hey Gong Yujin, are you actually going crazy? She still stubbornly refuses to accept this. I am not agreeing to this. It is completely wrong. Pouting, Seon Ah throws an arm around her, begging as hard as she can. Listen, Kim Chae Eun. You know if I do not have a clear goal, I will easily get lost. Even passing that tough employment exam was only because my mom practically guided me. Even hearing all that, she firmly holds her ground. I still hate this idea anyway, so just split it. Meanwhile, over on this side, Dujin just covers her mouth. With tears literally pouring down, she wonders. Are you acting like this because you think you will never find a guy? And that's where we leave it, a totally annoyed Chae Eun scrambling to defend herself. Hey, absolutely no way. Honestly, I do not need 500 million. I am just scared we will actually fight. Stick with me here, they grab Chae Eun's shoulders, trying hard to persuade her. All right, fine, let us just split it, since Chae Eun clearly lacks confidence anyway. Sona totally joins in too. You are honestly super cute in moments like this. But realistically speaking, you will probably never get a boyfriend. Chae Eun flat out pushes Sona away, throwing out a sharp warning. Stop provoking me. That trick does not work anymore. She is actually the type who gets provoked easily. The atmosphere between them suddenly turns completely dead silent. But Yujin's eyes hold this serious spark of pure determination. Thinking 166 million won is nice. But what if she scores 500 million? You and I know second chances just do not happen. Then she boldly raises her hand right up to speak, starting off with an absolutely massive declaration. I refuse to live in boarding houses. I want a real apartment. Yujin explains all this with a fiercely determined expression. 166 million won cannot make that happen, but 500 million won definitely makes it possible. Therefore, I want to completely forget 166 million won. And I just want 500 million. Even trying to prove it now. She even stands up and bows right before Chae Eun and Sona, making them both feel completely confused. This is so weird. Sona over here also raises her hand in total agreement. So let me properly persuade Kim Chae Eun today. I know what you are thinking. Why 500 million? Chae Eun gets a little flustered when Yujin and Sona both want her to drop splitting the money. What gives? Why is everyone acting exactly like this? Sona continues presenting her wild case. Through this crazy bet, if she gets a boyfriend, I will get married right away. Inside Sona's wildly vivid imagination, her wedding will be super lavish, costing up to 140 million won. My absolute dream is hosting a gorgeous wedding at Shilla Hotel. She is even thinking about the aftermath too, including having a cute baby. Sona tries desperately to persuade Chae Eun. If so, 100 million is heavily lacking. 500 million will be enough. What do we learn? This prize money equals instant wedding funds. Sona's expression is absolutely priceless. Let's dive in. Sona gets absolutely serious as she speaks up again. Listen here, Chae Eun. She points straight at Chae Eun and declares, you can easily do both. Get married in a fancy hotel. Get a house. Out of the three, Chae Eun is loaded. Chae Eun feels completely helpless against Sona right now. She is utterly speechless at this point. Dujin and Sona flank her sides, trying desperately to persuade Chae Eun. 500 million. 500 million. 500 million. Defeated, Chae Eun lets out a deep sigh. You two better not regret this later. If I win, do not expect me to share a single dime. Dujin and Sona just look at each other, grinning. They cheer out loud. 500 million won. Now pay attention here. Chae Eun turns around, confused. Wait, what are the actual winning conditions? Dujin rests her chin, thinking super deeply. I actually haven't thought about how to win yet. We must decide carefully. It is 500 million after all. All three sit back down to brainstorm together, setting the rules to win and claim that massive stack of cash. 1 full hour later, they finally manage to reach a solid final decision. Okay, is that really it? Is there nothing else to add? The three clink their glasses, hyping up for the battle. Cheers to our epic battle, escaping single life. I know what you're thinking. Deep down, they decided, I am absolutely gonna win. Just like that, Dujin boards a plane to meet an old friend. I am coming to see you right now. Cannot wait to meet up. Through various crazy ways, Chae Eun also finds a decent guy to start talking to. Even Sona officially starts her dating phase. Winning 500 million won just by falling in love? The epic war to escape single life has begun. All for 500 million won. Early morning at the Baekjin Eon law firm office. The three girls are practically buzzing with pure excitement. Sitting completely still, staring intensely at a single document. But in just a split second later, it officially gets stamped and notarized by a legitimate, serious law firm. Looking at the paper ahead, the three girls immediately let their massive excitement show. And trust me, we are about to watch this crazy agreement become official. The final notarized contract. The lucky winner of this bet takes home 500 million won. But hold up, this story just slammed on the brakes. Let's dive into the rules for winning this ultimate escaping singlehood battle. Step 1. You gotta pinpoint your partner's unique physical feature, like right above their left nostril. Step 2, physical intimacy. We are talking, holding hands, hugging, and kissing. And step 3, living together for a whole month, plus getting approval from both sides of the family. We will love each other forever. If you clear those 3 steps, then you walk away as the winner. Let the battle to escape singlehood begin. Watch closely, this is the absolute biggest showdown for 500 million. Here is the info on our first competitor. Working at a gallery, we have Gong Yujin, 31 years old. With 0 group line dates, 0 dating history, and 0 matchmaking experience. Completely blank. So why is Gong Yujin single? Well, because she is the oldest of 3 sisters, born into a pretty well-off family. But shortly after starting her college life, her entire family went completely bankrupt, leaving her with 0 time for any romance. You and I get it. Super simple. Because of this, she worked herself to the bone with one incredibly firm thought in mind. Once my tuition is fully paid off, I will date. But even when she ended up working shifts at a convenience store, she stubbornly clung to that dream of paying off her tuition. And finally, all her hard work actually paid off. Yujin was absolutely over the moon then, shouting out loud, "I paid it all off." But in a flash, she watched her family fall apart all over again. Instead of dating, she immediately jumped right into job hunting. Yep, just like that, Yujin buried herself in books again, aiming to pass her exams. A short time later, as you would expect, she luckily received the amazing news that she actually passed. At this point, tuition paid, secured a job, she could finally focus on falling in love. She instantly started daydreaming about a bunch of sweet dates, with cute young guys making her smile. Yujin really tried hard, but faced nothing except a chilly, completely empty breeze before her. The guys she used to secretly crush on had long moved on, leaving a totally lonely and miserable Yujin behind. Makes you think, right? Finding true love at 30 is never easy. Let's dive in. Mama boys, heavy chain smokers, bad breath from cigarettes, or already broken off engagements. Every single coworker who confessed to Yujin had at least one massive red flag. On the TV, a handsome male lead nervously confessed, "Let's go on a date." Yujin stayed glued to the glowing screen, totally captivated. She just froze and wondered out loud, where do guys like this even exist in real life? But honestly, you and I know the real reason she's still single. She loves handsome faces. 1. Social posts filled with boyfriend hashtags and luxury cars. 2. Bragging online about those romantic 100-day gifts. But mainly, thanks to some heavy trauma from her past, she only wants to meet a guy with serious wealth. 3. Yujin gets incredibly jealous of online couples. It's true. In reality, she always sighs in frustration. "I'm so jealous." The very next morning at work, a familiar voice suddenly rang out complaining. "I have nobody." Jinju blushed, complaining while getting a firm nod from Yujin. "You definitely get it, Yujin." Contrasting her excitement, another coworker chimed in. Minchun looked completely fed up and replied back, "I would really love to help you out, Yujin, but every single guy around me right now is either completely taken or already happily married. Well, I do know some divorced guys too." Hearing this, Yujin almost cried, thinking, "This is just way too hard." Watch closely. She just remembered something big. Jinju quickly pulled out her smartphone. Scrolling through, she kept hyping him up. "How about this friend of mine? He's super cute, and his personality is just absolutely amazing. He's 3 years younger." Hearing this, Yujin instantly fell completely head over heels, thinking to herself, "Younger, super cute, and he has a great personality." She got instantly excited, staring intensely at the phone screen. But here's where you and I cringe. Her face went completely blank. She awkwardly rejected the offer. "His personality seems great, but he's younger than me, so..." But before Yujin could finish her sentence, Jinju interrupted her in absolute shock. "Wow, everyone seems so young these days. Time flies by so fast, and the sun is already setting. Let us jump right in." Yujin sits on the bus, totally stressed out. She quietly stares at the passing scenery outside. Feeling super depressed, she thinks, finding a decent guy is impossible. She went on countless blind dates and met several men, but honestly, from a super rich guy to a massive family man who already has a staggering 6 kids to raise. Next, then a totally awful dude with a super ripped body. These guys are literally impossible for her to ever accept. Thinking about this nightmare, Yujin completely breaks down crying. Without thinking, she suddenly grabs her phone and questions herself. Are my standards too high? No way. My expectations are not even that crazy. Yujin suddenly freezes upon seeing her own reflection right there. I mean, look at me. She goes instantly speechless, having absolutely zero words left. In pure total panic, Yujin cannot hold back her endless tears anymore. Now you and I see the real issue. Where does she find a boyfriend? Kang Seon Ah might win. All the guys usually fall right for her anyway. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to a school glowing under the sunset. Suddenly from behind, a loud voice calls out, "Miss Sun A!" Sun A immediately turns around by reflex with a smile. Ah, Mr. Kim with his beer belly appears, shyly asking her, "Do you have any plans after work ends today?" He briefly hesitates before shooting his shot. "If you are free, please grab dinner with me, and let us talk a while." But hearing this offer, Sun A is left completely stunned for a second, but quickly responds with a very smooth white lie. "Ah, I actually have plans today." Inside, she is constantly debating with her own thoughts. If I reject him, will he think I am being super rude or just a bad person? You remember that forever alone bet, right? She suddenly freezes upon recalling it. Hold on. Sunay anxiously recalls her highly traumatic dating past, telling herself quietly, thinking hard about those specific guys she actually really liked. Absolutely none of them were ever genuine with her. After sleeping together, every single guy would ask, "Do we have to date just because of that?" This cruel reality always makes Sunay completely shatter. We both know that hurts. She cries helplessly, "Please do not leave me, my love. Back to reality, and stick with me here." Sun Ah stares intensely at Mr. Kim. He really has been super nice to her lately. Would they even make a good match? Just thinking about it, Sun Ah actually starts catching some feelings for the guy. Looking closely, he is actually pretty cute. Still, she stubbornly denies reality, turning pale and tightly biting her lip. Absolutely helpless, she pinches her own leg, quietly telling herself to snap out of it immediately. Time to stop being single and finally date a genuinely nice guy. The second that thought ends, a split second later, she happily blurts out, "Yeah, sure thing. Tonight works perfectly." Hearing this instantly lights up Mr. Kim with pure, obvious excitement, letting out a breath. "Really? Then let's go eat your absolute favorite food." But completely opposite to his super eager and excited vibe, Sun Ah is now internally crying tears of pure defeat. You and I both wonder, will she win? Meanwhile, over on a very familiar, busy street, the train suddenly announces, "Passengers, please step off the train now." While walking quickly down the totally crowded street, Dujin sighs in pure, exhausted frustration. Commuting back and forth takes nearly 3 whole hours. Her face turns serious as she quickly does math. If she wins this bet, she could actually move closer to the art exhibition hall. But then, for a brief second, Dujin completely helplessly asks herself a very serious question. Where exactly am I supposed to find a boyfriend? Right at this moment. Now watch closely, because a poster on the wall suddenly grabs her full attention. Making Dujin freeze right in place, she just stands there completely stunned for a while. On that poster, the printed words are displayed loud and clear. "Finding love starts right now, don't even worry." Looking at it, she gets super overwhelmed, cheeks burning red. In a flash, that poster catches her eye all over again. Dujin just keeps staring right at it for ages without even blinking. After what feels like forever, she quietly walks away, telling herself, this is definitely not the right thing. She instantly reassures herself, yeah, it's seriously not this one at all. The final result of that little staring session is simply Dujin, arriving back home before she could even finish her totally messy thoughts. Anyway, just a little while after that, trust me, that phone screen showing someone likes her changes everything. Jin just finished taking a shower, and you and I are watching her finally download that sketchy dating app. Staring at her screen, she is totally confused. An instant match right away? Almost instantly, the guy on the other end shoots the first text message. "Hello there. It is so nice to meet you." Just being polite, Jin nervously types back, "Hi there." Taking the hint, he confidently keeps it going, introducing himself smoothly. "I am from Hong Kong, currently living there, and just trying to learn some Korean." That immediately catches Jin completely off guard for a second. She thinks, wait, what? Hong Kong? Are you kidding? That is far. But hey, it is her very first successful match, so she might as well chat. Sure. But then she suddenly freezes up, getting a little defensive as she realizes. This guy does not have a profile picture, kind of a red flag. Following her instincts, Jin decides to press him further. "No profile picture for your account then?" Reading that message, he is totally direct with her. Are you curious now? Without missing a beat, Yujin honestly fires back. Yeah. Just like that, he easily agrees to her bold request. Well, let me send you one. Watch closely. This leaves Yujin totally stunned. Thinking to herself, he is sending one? Very quickly, the very next second, she suddenly gasps out loud, her mouth wide open. What? Yujin absolutely cannot hide her massive shock, literally screaming out loud. In a single flash, an insanely gorgeous, high-definition photo of a guy pops up right in front of her eyes. You and I both see it absolute perfection. She always desperately wanted to date those good-looking guys working in the media. Flashing back to the other day, seeing that stunning actor with an incredibly handsome, delicate face. Yujin was literally frozen just staring at her TV screen, looking completely bored with her own dull, single love life. All of that perfectly connects to this exact moment now, as her wildest romantic fantasy actually comes true. Yujin is now absolutely mesmerized by the selfie in her hands. That face? We are officially hooked. Stick with me here. Her entire body just completely freezes in shock, her face blushing bright red. Absolutely gorgeous. In a total panic, Yujin immediately loses all control and blurts out her feelings. You are so handsome. He gets a little bit shy and quickly replies, thank you. Still texting him, her heart racing, she thinks to herself, that face is literally perfect. He is exactly my type. Right in response to that, the guy texts her back super directly. His words make Yujin blush incredibly hard from pure shyness. You are beautiful too. I think I got struck by lightning. The message becomes crystal clear right in front of her widened eyes. Beautiful too. I am completely struck by lightning right now. You know that feeling, right? Reading every single word like pure gold? She instantly zones out and thinks, wait, am I actually pretty? Though Yujin finds it super hard to believe when she suddenly remembers her own profile picture. It is literally just her back. Without hesitating, she laughs out loud and types right back. You are totally lying. You can only see my back in that photo. Seeing that, he instantly replies back. Even if it is just your back, I still think you are very beautiful. Those sweet words make Yujin even more crazy excited. Her mood skyrockets and instantly becomes 100 times better. Face totally flushed, she asks herself. We both know this is super weird. Right now she cannot help her curiosity and asks him more. Your Korean is incredibly good. How long have you studied? Without missing a single beat, the guy replies, about 1 year now. Chatting more. Yujin happily kicks her feet back and forth non-stop. Yep, just like that, she completely dives headfirst into this fast online romance. Even a while later, when the sky turns completely pitch black, Yujin still cannot stop smiling, thinking quietly, what is happening? This guy is just way too interesting. The very next morning, the scene shifts to a fancy high-rise apartment building. Right here, Chae Eun is lounging on the sofa, just scrolling on her phone. Her name is Kim Chae Eun, 31 years old, working as a tattoo artist. And most notably, she is also a very devoted Christian. Right now, Chae Eun is watching a popular dating reality show on her screen. But honestly, trust me, Kim Chae Eun is not actually completely single. So Yujin actually has some real dating experience. Stick with me here. Chae Eun just remembered an unforgettable moment with her ex. That day, right as they leaned in close for a romantic kiss, Chae Eun completely shut it down. She said she was saving this for after marriage. That instantly totally killed the mood for the poor guy, and just like that, her relationships never lasted longer than a single week. As the only daughter born into a crazy rich family, she basically did not even need that 500 million prize. So that day, Chae Eun laid it out, hey, I really do not need that 500 million cash. I am just scared we three will fight. And honestly, that was the absolute truth. Now pay attention, her real reason for joining this bet was pure competitive drive. Out of nowhere, Chae Eun suddenly spoke up and asked, hey there, Go Sung, if you date guys, does preserving your purity not matter? Hearing this question, the 31-year-old guy Go Sung, Chae Eun's absolute best childhood buddy, who also works as a high school gym teacher, did not hesitate for a second and replied, what now? That is actually an advantage anyway, right? Seeing his reaction, Chae Eun let out an awkward sigh. You and I both see the problem winning this means losing her purity. Sitting right beside her, Da Sung caught that and quickly chimed in. To me, keeping your purity does not matter at all. The second he said that, the mood between the two of them instantly dropped back into a super heavy, awkward silence. A few days later at a massive office building, standing off to the side, Jinju looked confused and said, Yujin has been acting super weird lately. They all turn to watch Yujin giggling to herself over there, while the coworker next to them suspiciously guessed the reason. She never touches her phone when she is working, even during breaks. Does she actually have a boyfriend? Over on the other side, Yujin was rapidly typing out a message to her guy. I really want to leave work early. Seeing her text, he replied, instantly sounding a bit worried. You must be totally exhausted. How much longer until you can finally clock out? And trust me, seeing his face is her ultimate medicine. Stick with me right after that. He quickly sends a cute selfie, making Yujin's tiny little heart completely skip a beat. Absolute pure madness. He is just too cute. Time flies, and soon the sky turns a beautiful sunset orange. Standing right on the bus, Yujin happily texts him, I am finally off work. He immediately responds with the sweetest, most caring message, You worked so hard again today. Suddenly, she just stops in place, like something totally caught her eye. It turns out to be the gorgeous, dreamy sunset over the city. Looking at it, she feels completely overwhelmed, thinking, so pretty. After all these long days, this is the first time her commute looks this beautiful. Without a single second's hesitation, Yujin takes a quick picture and sends it over. Look how pretty this is. Totally opposite to what she expected. Now watch this smooth move he just playfully teases back. Baby is prettier, making Yujin completely freeze for a second. Baby? Right at this moment, the guy on the other end types out a long, super cheesy text. I only think about my baby all day long. I miss you so much. Those words instantly make Yujin feel so incredibly shy, cheeks burning completely bright red. She immediately bites her lip hard. Without holding back at all, Yujin squeezes her eyes closed, confirming in her heart, Baby, I feel the same. You felt that too, right? Sitting there, she starts second-guessing. Should I actually go to Hong Kong? But, surprise, that very night, he texts saying, I am coming to Korea to see you. This completely catches Yujin totally off guard. In a split second, she sits straight up and wonders, he is coming to Korea for me? At this point, Yujin is literally shaking, bursting with emotion, completely speechless. It takes a minute to calm down, typing out a few words. Really, when are you coming? To this, he just gives a short, polite reply. I will arrive next weekend. You and I both know that feeling. She immediately grabs her face. Next week, the two of us are actually going to meet? Stick with me here. A beautiful wedding scene suddenly flashes right before her eyes. But right after that, Yujin completely freezes up, totally stiff. She scratches her head in panic, wondering, what on earth am I thinking? Stop getting ahead of yourself, Gong Yujin. But then, the very next second, that exact beautiful vision of a totally happy family flashes right before her eyes again. Yujin is losing her mind now, her face burning bright red. She screams out loud, and without hesitating, sprints straight to the park, running fast. But I simply cannot help planning ahead. I need to lose weight right now. Gotta hit the skin clinic fast. Just like that, a massive flood of plans starts stacking up inside her head. Are we seriously watching Gong Yujin become the winner? A bit later, the scene shifts to the tattoo studio. Yujin sits there with her legs crossed, looking completely satisfied. She is texting away, happily smiling like an absolute fool. Watching her, Chae Eun just stares with a super confused expression. Completely missing that reaction, Yujin just keeps shaking her leg excitedly. At this point, Chae Eun literally cannot hold back her curiosity. Hey Gong Yujin, did something really good happen to you? Do you have a boyfriend? Hearing this question, Yujin gives a half answer. Oh, I will tell you later. But watch closely, the very next second, she suddenly flashes this incredibly sketchy, mysterious smirk. Suddenly from a distance, a random car pulls up and parks right out front. In a split second, the car completely grabs both of their attention. Stepping out to the door, Yujin wonders out loud. Who is that? Turns out, it is Sona. She steps out smiling brightly, alongside a super chubby guy. But seeing that exact scene, Chae Eun stares with her eyes wide open. That is Kang Seon Ah, right? Right at this moment, the chubby guy completely locks eyes with her. He is none other than Mr. Kim. The man politely takes the lead and bows to them, revealing a massive bald spot on his head. Seeing this, both awkwardly force smiles and bow back, sharing the exact same totally confused look that you and I have. A little while after that, stick with me here, Seon Ah frantically explains. We are not dating, I swear. Hearing this excuse, Yujin isn't buying it at all and smirks back. Right, I totally understand. Sitting right next to them, Chae Eun suddenly chimes in. Since we are all gathered here anyway, Let's talk about our progress. Spill absolutely everything right now. Almost immediately after that, Yujin and Chae Eun issue their command in unison. First up is Kang Seon Ah, leaving her completely caught off guard as she blurts, "Huh? Why me first?" Without any hesitation, they keep it short. "Because you were born first." Left with zero choice, Seon Ah pouts, but agrees anyway. So yeah, she quickly and proudly starts to tell them, "This time I met someone who actually likes me, not someone that I like. Now pay close attention." This instantly makes the girls realize the truth right away. "So you are literally dating that guy right now." Cornered, Seon Ah has no choice but to admit it. She gets butterflies remembering the fresh bouquet she just got from Mr. Kim. He had nervously confessed to her, "I thought of you, Miss Seon. Ah, so I bought this." Then suddenly, her face turns bright red with embarrassment. "I mean, I am just getting to know him, but he seems like a good guy." Right after that, Seon Ah immediately points her finger right at Chae Eun and demands, "I am done. Kim Chae Eun, aren't you planning to bring Go to Seong along?" "I know what you're thinking." Chae Eun gets super defensive and snaps, "Why would I bring him?" Not hesitating at all, Seon Ah just fires back, "Aren't you two trying your hardest to win that bet right now? Tell the truth." Seeing that, Chae Eun gets slightly annoyed and pouts, "What are you talking about? Looking down on me? Go Da Seong just introduced me to a boyfriend." Hearing that, her two friends immediately get super curious and ask right away, "Where? Where?" Very quickly after that, a photo of a super muscular guy pops up on the screen, making them stare in absolute awe for a moment. "This body is insane. What does he do for work?" Chae Eun answers casually, "He is a soccer coach." And so, once things are mostly settled down, Chae Eun and Seon Ah ask together, "What about you, Gong Yujin?" That's where we leave it. Yujin totally freezes up. "Me?" Stick with me, because she suddenly flashes this totally wicked smile, leaving both her friends completely shocked. So creepy. She looks absolutely evil right now. Then, just a split second after that, she unexpectedly whips out a saved photo right on her phone. Yujin confidently declares to them, "That is my actual boyfriend." This instantly leaves the other two girls totally staring in disbelief. Jaws dropping to the floor, they both jump up, demanding answers. "Your boyfriend? How is that possible? What the? He is gorgeous. Is this for real?" A series of loud gasps just keeps coming out. "Wait, is his shirt not from that super expensive brand you? A brand you watch too?" Sun Ah immediately screams out in total disbelief. "He is insanely loaded," making Jujin feel a bit shy, scratching her head. "Oh really? I had no idea." Right at this moment, the two friends cut straight to the chase. "How did you meet him? What does he do? How old?" But hearing this question, Jujin keeps it super brief. Now, watch closely. Their faces literally drop with every single word. "On a dating app, from Hong Kong, a college student, 27 years old." Finishing her sentence, she proudly tilts her chin right up. "I am so sorry, guys. Because of me, this little bet is not even fun anymore. I will take the 500 million. Seeing this, the other two girls are left totally speechless and dead silent. But very quickly after that, Ji-eun puts on a serious face. "From Hong Kong? Have you even met him?" Still keeping that exact same perfectly happy expression, Ju-jin just casually replies back, "Not yet. You and I are probably thinking what Sun Ah screamed next. What boyfriend? Online dating does not even count." But hearing this call out, Ju-jin still laughs with absolute confidence. "Sorry, but he is actually coming to Korea to meet me this week." Right after speaking, she immediately hugs her phone, rubbing her cheek against it in pure excitement. "When he arrives, I will introduce you guys." Here is where you and I feel the heartbreak. Next morning she is bawling. The man on the other end of the line suddenly announces, "Baby, I am so incredibly sorry." Out of nowhere, he fell sick. "Stick with me, he promised to visit next month, no matter what." Hearing this made Yujin absolutely furious, aggressively punching her bed in pure frustration. It is ruined, totally ruined. Then her phone suddenly chimed loud with a brand new notification, a fresh text message. Grabbing it in her hands, actual tears welled up in her eyes. The guy on the other end of the line sent a sad photo of his IV drip arm. "I am so sorry, you must be really furious with me, right? Please text me back now." Seeing his pathetic plea, Yujin actually felt her heart soften a bit. What could she do? He was sick. Just worrying wasn't enough, but staying mad felt way too cruel right now. The very next morning at the bank. "Now watch closely," the smiling teller asks. "Withdrawing all of your savings today?" Without missing a single beat, Yujin replied back with an absolutely confident tone. Yes, while secretly making a plan in her head. If he cannot come visit me, then I will fly right to him. Right after that, she quickly texted her boyfriend the big surprise news. Baby, I am coming to see you today. He was totally shocked, quickly replying back to her, Wait, seriously? Really? Thank you so much, baby. I really want to see you. I will wait. Very quickly, just a short while later, her flight finally landed safely down. Yujin slowly made her way through the busy airport, step by careful step, dragging a super heavy suitcase right alongside her. Completely unable to hide her pure excitement, she literally jumped up for a second, happily thinking, My sweet baby, I am finally here. You and I know she is completely clueless here. This will easily be her absolute worst trip to Hong Kong ever. Meanwhile, over at two totally different working spaces, both of her friends, Seon Ah and Chae Eun, just received the exact same text message. Do you guys know where I am right now? Before they could even type a single reply, Yujin rapidly shot them two brand new text messages. Going to see my boyfriend. I just arrived in Hong Kong. Hitting like a brutal lightning strike, Chae Eun could only shake her head in pure disbelief. Now cutting right back to Yujin, she suddenly stood completely frozen right in the middle of the crowd. Her eyes flash with light. Trust me, this gets wild. Let's dive in. Her cheeks are already blushing, because right before Yujin lies a gorgeous, glowing city bathed in beautiful morning sunlight. She literally can't believe her own eyes. Absolutely stunned, she realizes she's finally in Hong Kong. Yujin subconsciously clutches both hands to her chest, whispering to herself. She immediately starts picturing the most perfect, romantic scenario ever. The moment she finally sees that incredibly handsome, familiar guy waiting, right there in front of her, Junwoo casually holding his phone, or maybe he's just sitting calmly on a wooden bench, looking perfect. It's absolutely the most beautiful dream scenario ever. You and I can totally feel her absolute heart-melting excitement right now. Finally, they are reuniting today. She does not hesitate once. Quickly grabbing her phone, she starts typing a message away. Face beaming with pure joy, honey, I'm finally here. Message after message gets sent out back to back. I've arrived. I'm at the Hong Kong station. I'll drop my bags at the hotel and come right back. Staring at the screen, Yujin desperately waits for an instant reply from him. But a quick moment passes. Yujin suddenly realizes something alarming. He still hasn't read it? Seconds later, she reassures herself he must just be busy, right? He'll probably read it in about 30 minutes anyway. Scene shifts to a rather luxurious and fancy hotel room. I know what you're thinking. She completely trashed her suitcase finding an outfit. After finally picking out the absolute perfect little dress, she checks herself out in the mirror one last time. Looking down at the dress length, she starts overthinking things. It actually seems a tiny bit short. Then she stares at her makeup in the mirror again. Whether from heavy blush or just pure shyness, her cheeks are completely bright red. I definitely put way too much makeup on today. Fully ready to go, Yujin totally flops back down onto the bed. Whatever, I just don't know. Grabbing her phone once again, Yujin simply can't help but wonder. Why hasn't he contacted me at all yet? She nervously checks the messages again. A wave of deep anxiety hits her heart. Still left undelivered? Seriously? It's almost time for our date. We've all been there, sending that panicked double text. I'll drop my stuff at the hotel and come back. Stick with me, he is still completely ghosting her. Dujin starts feeling a real sense of panic. Ji-yoon's warning suddenly echoes inside her head. Do you even know what a romance scam actually is? Just thinking about that makes her shoot straight up. Even though she is secretly terrified deep down inside, Dujin desperately tries to make excuses for her absent boyfriend. No way, he never asked me for money at all. She tightly grips her smartphone without even realizing it. Suddenly, it gives a tiny vibration. Dujin eagerly grabs it to check the new notification. Her whole body completely freezes up. The corners of her mouth start curling upwards. Staring at the screen, she lets out a relieved smile. Now pay attention, her boyfriend finally sent a reply back. Hey babe, so sorry, I was just super busy today. Hearing that instantly makes her feel a million times better. Thank goodness, it is exactly what I thought happened. Cut to the busy and super loud streets of Hong Kong. Dujin shyly waits for her true love to arrive. Thinking about it makes her totally flustered. Oh no, I am way too nervous for this date. She quickly grabs her mirror to touch up her makeup. Better apply some fresh lipstick before we finally meet up. Her eyes are just sparkling with pure, hopeful anticipation. The clock hits 3:15, and Dujin is still standing there silently waiting. Another painful 30 minutes slowly drag by. She slowly starts to feel a bit disappointed and bored. Time feels like it is stretching on forever, and by 5:10, the whole afternoon scene starts looking incredibly dark and gloomy. Dujin just sits quietly alone on the cold steps. Complete exhaustion and a hint of real sadness are clearly written all over her face. You and I both know this pain staring at sent texts. I am at the spot. Where are you right now? Voice call lasted 0 seconds. Voice call lasted 0 seconds. She feels incredibly crushed and let down. I cannot even reach him anymore. And my phone battery is almost completely dead. At this exact moment, Dujin has basically just given up on waiting entirely. Let that sink in her mind is just completely spinning. There is no way did I really just get scammed. She desperately tries gathering herself. Dujin jumps right up, her entire body aching badly. Since my phone needs a charge, I should really head back to the hotel. Stick with me here, watch her entire body freeze. Right behind her, a strange man is just standing completely still. Yujin panics and quickly whips around toward him. Down on the empty street, the very first raindrop falls, followed closely by a few more. And in a flash, a massive downpour suddenly hits out of nowhere. Cut straight over to Hong Kong International Airport. Inside, Chae Eun is desperately trying to get a hold of Yujin, but all she gets is that cold automated voice. The number you are calling is currently off. You will be connected to voicemail after the beep. Still absolutely zero response. Chae Eun is incredibly anxious, dialing Eugene over and over again without stopping. The friend group rushed to Hong Kong purely out of worry. Seon Ah is losing her mind with worry. She is practically praying for someone to pick up, but the only sound is Chae Eun heavily sighing. Why is her phone off? It is making everyone freak out completely. Da Song is also on this trip with them, and honestly, you and I both know he tagged along just in case some real danger happened. Da Song quickly asks her, "When was your exact last contact with Yujin anyway?" Seon Ah immediately replies, "Right before we left, we said we were heading to Hong Kong, and Yujin was waiting for that rich tycoon there." Chae Eun tries hard to stay calm. "Let us just go check out the meeting spot first." Seon Ah quickly chimes in, "Nothing bad happened to Yujin, right? I am literally worried to death here." Now watch closely. Chae Eun feels her phone vibrate. Da Song quickly looks over. "Is it Yujin?" She hesitates for a second. "No, just an unknown number." Seon Ah anxiously urges her, "Just answer it right now." Chae Eun quickly picks up, her voice sounding super cautious. "Hello there? Is this Yujin?" Beside her, Seon Ah and Da Song wait desperately for a reply back. Once they confirm it is Yujin, the two girls are both worried and scolding her. "Where are you? And why was your phone off?" "Yeah, Yujin, what exactly is going on here?" The voice on the other end slowly speaks. "Hey guys, could you come and pick me up please?" The two girls hesitantly look at each other now. And finally, they both reply together, "Just wait, Yujin, we are coming right now for you." Night hits the city. Let's see what happens. Hong Kong lights up the night. Stick with me as we step into this rainy blur. Seon Ah and Jae Yoon arrive with their umbrellas, anxiously looking around the meetup spot. Then they suddenly catch sight of a crazy scene. Ju Jin standing right there, completely soaked in the rain. Seeing this, Seon Ah and Jae Yoon literally scream in shock. "Gong Yujin!" Da Sung quickly runs over and wraps his jacket around her. Jae Yoon asks with pure panic, "What on earth happened, Ju Jin? Are you okay?" Her eyes are totally filled with deep concern right now. "We have been so incredibly worried about you." Ju Jin manages a bright smile. "Did you guys come because you were worried?" Now watch this. Her face suddenly flushes bright red, and she completely loses control of her tears. Unable to hold back anymore, she just absolutely breaks down. Sobbing heavily, she finally speaks up. "I am so sorry guys. I was an idiot to get scammed, and I made you suffer for absolutely nothing." Seeing this, Seon Ah immediately replies, "Hey, you are not stupid. That scammer is the real villain here." Overwhelmed with emotion again, Ju Jin bursts out, "I think I am going crazy." The Hong Kong rain suddenly starts falling even heavier now, almost like it is literally crying right alongside her. Her heartbreaking sobs keep echoing through every single dark corner of the city. Later, the four of them head back to their hotel. Freshly showered and completely cleaned up, Ju Jin shyly mutters, "Thank you guys." Jae Yoon just helplessly replies, "Yeah, we know." Meanwhile, Ju Jin is clearly still recovering from her massive crying session. Seon Ah lies on the bed softly. "Well, at least we are lucky nothing seriously bad happened." Ju Jin chimes in with a totally depressed tone. Romance is honestly terrifying sometimes. You and I both know how awful getting scammed feels. Chae Eun suddenly asks a very valid question, but why were you so soaked anyway? Where did you go? Jin forces an awkward laugh and hesitates. Well, I actually got pickpocketed and chased them. Thankfully I got it back. Seon Ah is looking absolutely super eager right about now, speaking up with pure excitement. Since we are already in Hong Kong, let us have some epic. Forget about that rich Hong Kong guy too, let's go. No time wasted, they immediately drag each other out to San Frank Club. The whole place is totally packed with flashy lights and crazy heavy bass. You and I can safely forget her sad hotel mood now. She is having the absolute best time ever, getting fully into the vibe. Let's jump into this drama. Chae Eun stands up, completely over this entire place. She just wants out right now. But outside the club, things feel totally different. Chae Eun steps out of the club. She looks absolutely drained right now. Finally, she can actually breathe again. Da-seong is waiting right by the door, like always. He casually speaks up. You lasted way longer than expected. Chae Eun sighs. Yeah, Yujin is clearly in a terrible mood. So I figured a change of scenery would be best. She gives a soft smile. Thanks for coming. Go Da-seong. Hearing that, he just feels helpless. Even if I said no, you would drag me here anyway. Suddenly, they both shout at the exact same time. I want to go home. Realizing they literally just said the exact same thing, they naturally burst into happy laughter together. After the club, the arcade is their next stop. The three pretty girls pose perfectly for Da-seong's camera lens. The entire squad travels all over the place together. Day or night, they are completely inseparable right now. Yujin and her friends truly enjoyed their amazing vacation. They had an absolute blast in Hong Kong before heading back to Korea. Now watch this. Yujin assumes her little fling with that Hong Kong prince is totally over. But everything changes during a simple trip to a sweet dessert cafe. Yujin suddenly spots something that completely freezes her in place. She is too stunned to even speak. Is that really him? Her tightly clenched hand starts to shake uncontrollably. Staring at the two people ahead, she cannot believe her eyes. That guy on a blind date is none other than her darling. Yujin's face instantly turns bright red with absolute fury. Her jaw literally drops in pure, unadulterated shock. Honey, why on earth are you sitting right here? Her hands shake so violently that her coffee starts spilling out of the cup. Her mind goes completely blank in this crazy moment. What the hell is actually happening right now? You feel that tension, right? Gong Yujin is in massive shock right now. Meanwhile, Do-won crosses his arms and speaks in a soft tone. Turns out you actually know my mother well. Hearing this, the girl across from him looks slightly embarrassed. Oh yes, we actually work at the same store together. But he just gives a faint smile, dismissing her words. Suddenly, Do-won notices something out of the corner of his eye. From a distance, Yujin suddenly marches up right in front of them. Her face darkens, eyes glaring like daggers. Trust me, you will want to see what happens. Gritting her teeth, she shoots Do-won a warning smile. Honey, what exactly are you doing here? Trust me, the two of them are totally caught off guard. The other girl finally processes it, whipping around to demand answers. Did you just say honey? Are you Do-won's actual girlfriend? Facing all of that drama, Do-won stays incredibly calm. It really seems that way, huh? His unbothered attitude just makes the girl even more furious. What are you talking about? Meanwhile, Yujin tries suppressing her rage, but she accidentally squeezes her coffee cup way too hard. Suddenly, a huge splash of coffee just flies right out. Do-won's very awkward blind date. Now watch this. They literally become the center of attention. Even though he has no idea why he just got splashed, Do-won actually keeps smiling right through it. The other girl yells out loud, "What kind of ridiculous situation is this even supposed to be?" He still looks completely unfazed, totally ignoring how the other girl is reacting right now. Yujin is also super caught off guard by that, because honestly, she never even intended to splash him at all. Yujin just stares at Do-won while his date storms out entirely. After a heavy silence, Do-won suddenly pushes his chair back. He stands up and coldly demands, "Just who are you? Seems like you have the wrong guy." You feel that tension, right? Yujin absolutely loses her cool. She thinks to herself, is he going to play dumb until the bitter end? He definitely knows exactly what my face looks like. She suddenly remembers all their text messages from the past. I really want to see your pretty face. I want to look at it daily. He sent me his own photos every single day. Yujin certainly has not forgotten. That guy always used to call her, "Honey, I love you." Saying he loved me every single day like that? Staring at Do-won's freezing cold expression, she is absolutely stunned. What is with that look? Look at the way he acts so calmly, like he does not know a single thing. The question hangs there, but Yujin stays totally silent. Do-won reluctantly calls out one more time. "Excuse me?" Gritting her teeth, she curses him in Chinese. Pure trash. Trust me, he understood that. Completely frozen and stunned by those harsh words. Trust me, you and I are about to watch her completely break. Her eyes are turning bright red, heavy tears ready to fall. But Yujin quickly turns her back and walks away. He just stands there, staring at her retreating figure. Once, she is totally gone. Do-won looks oddly amused and whispers, "Did she just call it trash?" As the evening gets darker, and the streetlights start glowing over the quiet, lonely roads, we see Yujin dragging her feet all by herself, walking alone while sobbing her absolute heart out, and dropping a bitter curse word out loud, unable to hold back her crashing emotions. Yujin blindly looks up and screams, "You absolute awful jerk. You know how these painful breakups usually go, right?" Yujin drinks too. A while later, empty liquor bottles and snacks are scattered all over her table. Crying silently now, heavy tears keep rolling down her face. Sitting alone, hugging her knees, muttering to herself, it would be so humiliating to tell the others. That night, Yujin drowns in deep sorrow and stays awake until morning. And finally, in a total drunken blur, Yujin sends a super pathetic text to that same guy. "Honey, I was just caught off guard earlier. That is why I acted crazy. Please call me back when you read this. I will be waiting for you." Right after that, tragic message is sent. She wants to scream to just let all the pain out. Her loud crying literally echoes throughout the entire apartment building, which is honestly just a massive headache. A brand new day finally starts for her. Her coworker happily speaks up with a teasing tone. "Miss Yujin, looks like you went on vacation and ate some great food, huh?" Yujin feels completely helpless and just mutters back, "Oh sure," sporting a super swollen face from no sleep and heavy drinking. Now pay close attention, because here comes a really wild twist. Did you hear about the big news yet? We finally decided to host the very first domestic art exhibition over here for the famous artist Do-won. Hearing this name, Yujin is completely shocked and gasps, "Do-won?" She quickly asks one more time to be sure. "Is that the exact same Do-won I am thinking of?" Her coworker just nods excitedly. "He might even become our official artist in residence soon." Under the flashing lights, the dark, shadowy figure of Zagon appears. "Stick around, because we need to uncover this true identity together. Let's uncover this absolute mystery." Author Zagon hasn't dropped a single new piece in years, but he is still an author, grabbing massive attention in the art world. It takes a whole year just to buy his work, a total phantom hiding his real name and his face. Snapping right back to reality, Yujin finds this insanely hard to believe. How could an author like that even exist? Sensing Yujin's obvious doubt right then, the woman quickly speaks up. Apparently, he's super tight with the brand new director here. She is not joking around. She was feeling down yesterday, but right now she is completely hyped. "I'm so curious who it is. I literally can't wait." Now pay attention. Yujin is totally stunned. "Wait, you want me translating for author Do-won right now?" She raises her voice. "Why me?" Those two can only smile super awkwardly. "Miss Yujin, you speak fluent Cantonese and English, right?" Yujin panics immediately. "I don't even know any Cantonese. Didn't I see you studying Cantonese the other day?" "No, it's not like that." Before Yujin can even try backing out, her coworkers wave goodbye and literally run for their lives. "Please help us out with this anyway." Leaving Yujin standing there completely frozen, solid. Those absolute backstabbing traitors. A few days pass by in a flash. Yujin is looking completely exhausted right now, secretly muttering, "If work goes up, pay me way more." Before she knows it, she's at the conference room. Eugene's curious, and I know you're thinking the same thing. Remembering all the crazy gossip from her coworkers earlier, she gets absolutely super anxious. Rumor says he's sensitive and has a terrible attitude. Without even thinking, Yujin touches her chest and takes a deep breath to brace herself. She opens the door slowly. "Hello, Mr. Author." Right there, a guy is sitting calmly on the chair. Pure disbelief instantly flashes deep in her eyes. June quickly turns to look back at Yujin. His eyes fly wide open in shock. And the girl who cursed him? Trust me, she's completely terrified now. Letting out a scream, "Stick with me here," her shaking hand pointed right at Do-won, utterly speechless. But he just kept staring right back. Then a slow smirk appeared. Yujin tried her absolute best to act totally normal. "Hello, so incredibly nice to meet you." While inside, total panic mode. cursing up a storm in her head. Do-won didn't say a single word, but his eyes showed pure amusement. Yujin was desperately trying to calm her own nerves. All right, let's just pretend this is our very first meeting. Suddenly, her phone heavily buzzed in her pocket. Startled by it, she quickly grabbed it to check. Here's where it gets wild. That message completely horrified her. Hey honey, it has been a while. She instantly snapped her eyes up to the man right in front of her. He hadn't even touched his own phone. Yet the notifications just kept on aggressively pinging. Sorry for not keeping in touch with you. Tell me, can you love the real me as well? Leaving Yujin absolutely dumbfounded. What the heck was this? Staring so intensely at her bright screen, she completely failed to notice the obvious. Do-won had already stepped right up to her. He finally spoke. I look forward to working with you. His eyes naturally curving into a playful smile. He let out a light chuckle, extending his hand and teasingly calling her honey. They quickly shook hands right then and there. Yujin mentally facepalmed, practically crying on the inside. I know exactly what you're thinking. What on earth was this situation? Do-won casually glanced down at the glowing phone, still vibrating and ringing in her hand. Giving a bright, eye-crinkling smile, he cheerfully asked, Looks like you have a call. Aren't you going to answer? Cold sweat dropping, Yujin forced the most awkward smile ever. She bowed a quick excuse and practically bolted out of there. Then, please excuse me for a second. Do-won shoved his hands in his pockets, leaning against the desk while watching her run away. Thinking never expected we'd run into each other here, he furrowed his brows, making a quick, quiet mental evaluation. What a totally strange girl. Leaning heavily against the door outside, she frantically tapped her phone, thinking, I really shouldn't get involved in this mess. But then she froze. You and I can see her piecing it all together. Hold on a second. Let me get this straight. Her expression instantly drops, getting super serious. Let's figure this out together. They definitely met on that app. She thinks back to the text and the photo Do-won had just sent over, saying, Look at my face and cheer up, and she just wonders, who exactly is this rich, gorgeous guy from Hong Kong supposed to be anyway? Guilt completely washes over Yujin as she remembers first meeting Jaegon. She had totally ruined their blind date. The picture her online boyfriend sent her, it matches her current work partner perfectly. It's the writer Jaegon, isn't it? Snapping back to reality, Yujin stares at the name flashing on her phone, suddenly remembering the 2 text messages she had just received. Sorry for not reaching out sooner. Could you ever love the real version of me? Yujin goes completely pale in pure panic. You're probably thinking the exact same thing she is. Who on earth is calling her right now? Her eyes go wide, locked nervously on the ringing screen. Yujin decides to just press the answer button. Gotta see who's on the other line first. The street around her slowly fills up with passing crowds of people. Meanwhile, Chae Eun stares blankly at the wild messages blowing up her group chat with the girls. Crazy. The Hong Kong boyfriend is actually the writer. But here's the absolute craziest part. The real writer isn't even the Hong Kong guy. What does that mean? Ugh. It's way too hard to explain over text. Let's all just meet up tonight instead. Looking completely helpless, she just wonders to herself, I bet you're wondering too, what kind of mess did Yujin cause this time? Suddenly, a nervous voice breaks right through the silence, interrupting Chae Eun's super complicated train of thought. Excuse me, but are you here for the blind date today? Startled, she quickly turns around and stammers, Oh, yes. He flashes a super gentle, warm smile right at Chae Eun. Hello there. Sang-hyu looks super apologetic. I'm so sorry, have you been waiting long? I actually left my place early, but traffic was awful today, so I'm a little bit late. Checking him out, she replies in a super polite tone. No worries, I just got here too. She secretly evaluates him. Trust me on this one, he looks way better in person, and super tall too. He takes the seat right across from Chae Eun and introduces himself. Hi, I am Lee Sang-yu, 33 years old. Sang-yu finishes speaking, and she jumps right in. Hello, I am Kim Chae Eun, 31 years old. Stick with me here, you can literally see him blushing in pure shock. I am just surprised because you are absolutely beautiful. Chae Eun happily returns the favor, complimenting his good looks. You are actually way more handsome in person than your photos. He smiles wide, thanking her, and she excitedly replies, Me too. And just like that, their whole conversation flows incredibly smoothly. The vibe between these two? Absolutely perfect right now. Watch closely, where do you and I think this blind date is heading? Outside, the warm night streetlights shine right into the cafe windows. Inside the shop sit Chae Eun and Sang-yu. Sitting close, chatting away, He is genuinely laughing and having fun. She looks completely radiant while sitting right across from him. Chae Eun gently rests her hand on his shoulder, keeping the story going. The dark night sky falls around them in a really sweet, quiet peace. Yep, standing outside the shop, Sang-yu shares how he is feeling. I had so much fun today. Chae Eun completely agrees with him. I did too, it was really great. He suddenly speaks up, asking her, You said you are meeting a friend now, right? She softly says, Yes. Sang-yu slowly looks down a bit. He softly calls her name. Chae Eun looks confused, replying, Yes? His face turns completely bright red. He rubs his neck, looking incredibly hesitant and super nervous. Then, he finally gathers his courage and asks the question, When can we see each other again for our next date? She freezes, staring at him. We both felt that tension, right? Her eyes slowly close, and she just bursts out laughing. Chae Eun starts playfully teasing him. Why are you talking to me so shyly right now? Sang-yu gets super flustered. I'm just really nervous. Because you might not like it. She points right at his face, playfully teasing him more. Your face is so red. He scratches his head, totally embarrassed. Seriously, please stop teasing me about it. Sang-yu turns his face away, repeating the exact same question. So will you meet up with me again next time? Chae Eun playfully suggests a specific day. Is the weekend okay? He agrees instantly without missing a beat. Totally fine. No matter what, he has to prioritize Chae Eun and her schedule now. They just look at each other laughing. Trust me, we love this. Sang-yu looks at her, making a final promise. I will definitely reach out and contact you again soon. Have a really fun time with your friend today. Chae Eun cheerfully agrees. Yes, you make sure to get home safely too, Sang-woo. A robotic voice echoes straight through the car speakers. Let us see how her blind date went. Buckling her seatbelt, she quickly replies back. Oh, it was fun, we really clicked. Hearing that, the person on the other end sighs. Thank goodness. Hope everything works out. Sang-woo is seriously such a good guy. Chae Eun glances right out the car window. She responds casually, Yeah, I guess he really is. She remembers Sang-woo and his totally shy expression. A soft, subtle smile suddenly appears on Chae Eun. She gives her honest thought. Despite his massive build, he is actually super cute and kinda shy. Wait, seriously? Him? Inside the car, her phone starts ringing loudly. She quickly grabs her phone to check the new message. Sang-woo's direct text instantly catches Chae Eun's eyes. Next time, let us visit that tasty restaurant I want. Right now, pure excitement flashes across her glowing face. Driving through crowded streets, Chae Eun thinks, he is too cute. What is going on? Now watch closely. Inside a brightly lit cafe, a loud sobbing noise echoes out, making absolutely everyone turn their heads. Everyone starts whispering while staring at the completely tearful crying girl. Sun A stares at her phone after Jujin's completely dramatic whining. No way. I completely cannot believe this is happening to me. She literally films Jujin whining with tears streaming down her face. Jujin feels her image shattering and screams out loud, Hey, stop recording me. Good grief. Chae Eun walks over, patting her shoulder. Sun A grumbles loudly, Gong Yujin, people can hear you crying all the way outside. She looks up asking, Oh, you finally arrived. Taking a seat, she gets straight to the point. What is actually wrong with her? I know you are wondering, who is her boyfriend? Sun A rests her chin and replies, I have no idea. She said she would explain once you arrived. Looking at Jujin absolutely covered in tears, she urges her, Jujin, Chae Eun is here now, so spill the details. She actually seems a bit too excited about this. Trust me, you will want to hear this wild story. Stick with me here, this gets hilarious. They are just tired of waiting. Jujin is practically tearing her hair out, dying of embarrassment and completely speechless. The other two lose their patience and just scream, Hurry up and talk. She warns them nervously. Seriously, you guys better not laugh. They nod and firmly promise, we won't. She nervously flashes back to the moment she finally answered his call. The shocking truth of her Hong Kong boyfriend. She makes up her mind, deciding she just needs to hear him out first. A single drop of cold sweat falls. Her hand holding the phone is absolutely shaking like a leaf right now. Her face turns completely pale from shock as heavy tears start streaming down. It's just the goofy face of Ha Min, accompanied by an older woman's super loud voice screaming out, Oh my baby! Ha Min, hurry up and get out here. The taekwondo bus is waiting. Jujin helplessly shows the photo on her phone to Sun A and Chae Eun. The two of them instantly exchange a very suspicious, knowing look. Then they both lose it, laughing hard enough to wreck the cafe. Are you and I seeing this? Totally crazy. Choking back tears, she loudly whines. Hey guys, I literally told you not to laugh. Still giggling, Sun A and Chae Eun finally manage to ask her a question. Wait, but is this little kid actually from Hong Kong at least? Ju Jin hesitates before quietly replying, no, he is completely Korean. Hearing that, Sun A absolutely cannot hold back and cracks up again. That is insane. So he was purposely faking his voice to sound exactly like a bad translation? She dramatically slams the table, jumping up in pure frustration. Exactly. Biting her lip, Ju Jin tightly clenches her fists and nervously asks them, what am I supposed to do now? How can I ever show my face to writer Johan again? I know what you're expecting, but she ignores her and just turns away. Anyway, changing the subject, how did that blind date with the soccer coach go? She plays it cool and shares, went great. Sun A and Ju Jin instantly tease her. Oh, looking at that glowing face, you totally like him. Tell us everything. Was he more handsome than the photo? Chae Eun does not hide it and openly admits, yeah, he was actually pretty cute. The other two burst into loud laughter hearing that confession. Absolutely crazy, so cute, you must be falling in love. Feeling helpless, she mutters, what are you saying? Driven by pure curiosity. Sun A excitedly pushes her. Hurry, give us the details. Resting her hands right on the table, she calmly replies, it was honestly nothing super special, and that's where we leave it. A sweet text saying she's absolutely gorgeous. Her personality is amazing too, so thank you. Let's dive in. Da Song holds his drink, staring at his phone's messages. He takes a quick sip, quietly evaluating things inside. He definitely seems pretty satisfied right now. One specific message completely catches his eye on screen. Despite his huge, imposing physique, he is actually super cute and even a little bit shy. Da Song just stares intensely at that word cute. He completely freezes for a second, muttering, she thinks I am cute? He is utterly stunned, eyes absolutely glued to his phone. Now watch this. Screams suddenly echo from a brightly lit shop outside. Could you ever just love me for who I am? Was my love really that terrible for you? Ju Jin looks completely drained, watching Sun Ah and Chae Eun absolutely dying of laughter right now. Ha-min's silly, goofy face instantly pops up in her mind. Poor Gong Yujin has been relentlessly teased for 10 minutes. Sun Ah clutches her stomach laughing. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Chae Eun covers her face, shaking and laughing until her sides hurt. Ju Jin's expression suddenly turns completely stiff. I honestly don't feel that hurt at all. Yeah. But a single tear quietly slips from her eye because the heartbreak of this split hurts way too much. A little bit of time passes. 10 minutes later, Sona and Chae Eun say together, okay, we are done. Come on, Ju Jin, just forget about that guy. Ju Jin replies looking so exhausted. Yeah, thanks guys. She picks up a glass, drinking. She shifts her eyes to Chae Eun, asking, you and I both want to know how was that fit gym teacher date? Sana totally agrees, pushing her. Right, tell us everything. Does he actually have those abs? Chae Eun sighs helplessly. How could I see his abs? She half closes her eyes, grabbing her drink while recalling the day. We totally clicked. His personality is super calm, so it honestly felt pretty, well, we are meeting up again this coming weekend anyway. Ju Jin gasps in awe. Another date already? That was fast. Things must be going really well. So tell me, did your heart skip a beat? Chae Eun chuckles and replies, we just met once. Why would my heart flutter? Sun Ah looks super confused. Don't you need that instant spark to go far? Makes you think, right? Chae Eun panics completely. Wait, really? Stick with me. She grabs Chae Eun's shoulder, blushing hard as she shares. For me, my heart needs to pound right from the start, and to even see them as a guy. Chae Eun just replies super casually, I don't really care. Honestly, I've probably never truly felt those real butterflies. Du Jin quickly chimes in. Honestly, just getting a text message is enough to make my heart race. Sun Ah rests her chin, asking directly, wait, did you tell him up front about saving your virginity this time? Chae Eun answers completely bluntly, yeah, and he said it is totally fine. Du Jin raises her glass, absolutely amazed. That is literally top tier, girl. Looks like our girl Kim Chae Eun actually hit the absolute jackpot today. Chae Eun lets out a heavy sigh. We literally just met today. It's way too early. Besides, how can you even tell if a guy is actually being genuine? She taps her chin thoughtfully. Now watch here, things get spicy. Looking away mysteriously, she says, Wait, I need to ask you guys something. Chae Eun suddenly remembers Sang Yu's weird question. Are you and Da Seong super close? Back then, she had just answered honestly, we have been best friends since we were little. He kept probing. How did you guys get so close? Chae Eun casually explained the real reason. Our moms were actually friends back in the same postnatal care center together. Sang Yu looked completely stunned. Wait, from a postnatal care center? Are you serious? That is absolutely wild. His face stayed perfectly calm as he kept dropping questions. So you two must have been practically glued together since childhood. Did you guys really never have a secret crush on each other? She felt totally confused, but answered anyway. I get asked that a lot. But honestly, no. That has never happened. You and I both know this classic trope. He says, I see, because guys and girls can't just be friends. Huh? Jin waves her hands, completely baffled. What the heck? Go to Seong introduced you, and he seriously says that? Seon Ah speaks up totally calmly. He was just talking. I totally get it. She puts an arm around Chae Eun's shoulder to share her thoughts. Honestly, if my own boyfriend, even though I've never had one, had a super close female friend, I would feel pretty uncomfortable too. Chae Eun scrambles to explain her side. So what do we think? She says. I get it, but it just bothered me. Stick with me here. She looks down, staying quiet for a second. The table is packed with scattered drinks and a hot pot. Late night moonlight shines down, lighting up every single storefront. Chae Eun stands off to the side, tapping her phone, totally ignoring Seon Ah, who is busy recording Jujim's goofy moments. A message from Goda suddenly pops up on her phone screen. Done! Mr. Sang-gil finally reached out today. He absolutely loves your vibe right now. She smiles with pure excitement and quickly texts back, Awesome, son, films Jujim acting wild, laughing so hard she can barely breathe. You are totally crazy, Gong Yujin. The views are absolutely blowing up. You should seriously become an influencer. Now watch closely. Her face completely freezes. Seon Ah stares at the name flashing on the screen. Seeing the incoming call, pure panic starts rising in her chest. Why on earth is Mr. Kim calling at this hour? She stands frozen, completely torn between two choices. Should she answer? Or just ignore it? Well, in the end, Seon Ah decides to pick up the call. She figures it is best to just listen for now. Hello, Mr. Kim, is there something going on right now? She nervously stammers out an excuse. Alcohol? I honestly did not drink that much. Oh, no need to pick me up. I am seriously doing fine. Seon Ah forces a super awkward, overly cheerful tone of voice. Really, I promise everything is absolutely okay here. Then boom, Mr. Kim suddenly appears right behind her, sweating heavily. You saw that coming, right? Seon Ah turns around, completely shocked seeing him. Flushing red and panting, Mr. Kim manages to squeeze out his words. Well, I am not okay at all. She just blanks out completely. Covering her mouth in total disbelief, Seon Ah gasps. Mr. Kim? Her voice trembles with pure confusion. Why are you even here? Mr. Kim smiles warmly and softly replies. I saw your Insta story, and I was nearby, so I dropped by. Seon Ah silently pieces it all together. Ah, so that is why. Right then, Jujim and Chae Eun step over to say hello. Hi there, she nervously introduces him. This is Mr. Kim, the guy I work with. Cheerful again, Mr. Kim holds up a plastic bag for them. I brought some snacks for everyone to eat. Jujim takes the bag, completely surprised. You and I know where this goes. Thanks for actually preparing all this. He politely waves off her gratitude. It is really no big deal. Let's dive in. Not knowing their tastes, she prepared a bit of everything. She cuts to the chase. Are you here to pick up Seon Ah? He cheerfully replies with a yes. Mr. Kim gives a polite, serious bow goodbye. All right then, we will just head out first. Yujin and Jae Yoon both bow too, wishing them a really great time on their date. Jae Yoon's car speeds away, disappearing down the incredibly dark, quiet road. Inside the car, Yujin observes the vibe. Seon Ah must be totally serious, meeting up with her big crush. She smiles softly and shares her thought. I think Mr. Kim likes Seon Ah as well. We've all been there. She stares at her window reflection, lost in thought. Seon Ah and Jae Yoon both actually have someone special to date now. So what about me right now? I really need to win 500 million fast. Yujin suddenly recalls sending a gorgeous sunset photo to that guy, Jun-woo. So pretty. He had smoothly replied back to her with total charm. But my darling is even prettier still. She bites her lip, tears of pure frustration filling her eyes. Yujin stares blankly at every single text message sent by someone else. She absolutely cannot call Sun A or Jae Yoon again at this point. And she isn't really that close with Jinju and Minjun, not enough to hang out outside anyway. She sits all alone on the cold curb, right outside the shop, feeling incredibly pathetic. There is literally no one left to call. Junwoo's picture suddenly pops right up in Yujin's mind, being sent over along with that incredibly cheesy sweet text, "Just look at my handsome face and cheer up, okay?" She bites her lip, intense emotions flooding back. She misses him so much. Panicking slightly, Yujin frantically taps her fingers on her phone screen. Watch her panic here. She asks herself in total confusion, who is she missing? Yujin pictures Hamin's goofy little silhouette. Could it be this guy? But then her mind shifts straight to Do-won's bright, handsome face. Or is it him? Yujin cries out in pure, utter helplessness. I don't know. But thinking about it, what should she do now? She recalls that intense, awkward panic from bumping into him just a bit earlier. Thank goodness the director showed up then, completely saving her from being left totally alone with him in that scene. Yujin saw Do-won step out, turned incredibly pale, and literally bolted. But at work, she will inevitably have to face author Do-won no matter what. She sneaked out right after work just to totally avoid seeing his face. Heavy raindrops continue to pour down relentlessly on the cold street. So what do you think? What if rumors spread about the dating app scam? Jump in with me here. She ignores the heavy rain, just feeling totally embarrassed. She is so ashamed she cannot even face going to work. Yujin freezes completely, stopping her tears right there. Reaching out, she gently touches the falling raindrops. Just my luck, now it starts pouring down. Her eyes drop lower, heavy with fresh tears welling up again. Being sad means drinking all by yourself, and now having to walk home in this rain. Then suddenly, she spots little puppies wearing bright yellow raincoats. Out walking in the rain. Yujin's jaw just drops wide open. You're gonna love this. She's totally captivated and squats down, screaming internally with joy. What is this? These raincoat puppies are way too cute. She bursts out laughing as one puppy gently licks her on the nose. Her mood instantly gets better. Smiling, she looks up at the owner of these 3 dogs and asks, "What are these little guys called anyway?" Holding his umbrella, Do-won stares right down at Yujin. Her face blushes instantly, eyes going wide in absolute pure shock. He freezes too, silently observing Yujin right back. The awkward vibe makes Do-won speak up to break it. "Hello." Her face turns completely red, awkwardly greeting him in return. "Oh, hello there, Mr. Writer." He repeats his calm greeting. "Hello to you." Yujin's eyes go wide. You and I both felt that panic thinking, never expected to meet here. She remembers the scene with coffee dripping right down from his bright, handsome face onto his clean shirt. I really need to apologize to him about that specific day. Yujin turns pale, wanting to run away right this second. But right now is impossible. She literally sprints away, totally ignoring Do-won staring at her. "I will apologize when I am sober, canceling this crush completely." He lifts the 3 Pomeranians up, named Kong Chi, Nyangjun, and Cho Rong, giving the command, "Go on." Yujin jumps in fear, seeing them actually chase after her. Her face turns completely pale green as she screams out. Eventually, Yujin just cannot resist the absolute charm of those 3 puppies and collapses down to gently pet them. Her face freezes completely, feeling one side of her shirt pulled up. Do-won grabs Yujin's shirt tightly, gritting out every single word. "We need to talk now." Raindrops keep racing each other down the awning of the store. His umbrella leans closed on a chair. "Trust me, this gets good." She quickly darts her eyes away. Holding 2 little puppies tight, she awkwardly tries to speak. "I am so incredibly sorry about that day. Stick with me." Yujin bows in pure shame. "I totally scared the life out of you, didn't I?" Do-won crosses his arms, leaning back calmly to reply. "No need to apologize. Who am I to be treated like absolute garbage by someone like you?" She fumbles her words, totally speechless. "Well, about that thing." Yujin is internally crying, struggling to even explain herself properly. "I actually dated an elementary school kid who used your picture on a dating app. There is absolutely no way I can say that out loud. I am the actual victim here." She takes a quick glance over at Do-won. His deadly, intense glare makes Yujin flinch in total panic. So scary. Watch closely as she holds up her phone. Telling the truth right now would be so incredibly humiliating. Honestly, the author is probably the biggest victim in all of this. He probably has absolutely no idea his photos were stolen by some random person. Looking right at Do-won's emotionless face, Yujin finally speaks. If you actually knew about this. She stammers to explain. Well, I was just trying to. Sweating bullets. Yujin nervously forces her words out right now. Introduce. Introduce. Just trying to introduce. He leans right on the table. Closing his eyes briefly, he drops a very blunt judgment. You really are a totally weird girl. Frustrated, she screams out her most deeply embarrassing secret ever. I accidentally dated a literal elementary school kid using your picture on a dating app. Do-won just freezes, staring right at Yujin. Silence in the rainy city. You feel that tension, right? He stands up, picks up a puppy, and asks her back. A literal grade schooler used my photo on a dating app? No way, Do-won replies in total disbelief. What the heck are you saying? Yujin immediately starts rambling non-stop, just to prove she is truthful. No, I mean it literally just like that. An actual elementary school kid. Used your exact picture on a dating app, and I actually ended up dating him. I didn't know it was you, so I completely assumed that you were actually my real boyfriend. He simply turns his back to leave with one message. You're drunk. Let's talk tomorrow. And that's where we leave it. Let's jump right in. She quickly blocks Johan, stating firmly, I am not drunk. I am telling you the absolute truth. Jin holds up her phone screen for him. Look at this. Johan tilts his head, glancing at the screen. He quietly reaches out, taking the phone right from her hand. Do-won's face instantly shows pure, unfiltered shock. He wonders to himself, what on earth is this girl saying? Now watch this carefully. He freezes, staring at his photo paired with cheesy texts. You must be super tired, right? There are only a few minutes left until work is finally over. Just look at my handsome face and do your absolute best. Do-won blurts out in total surprise. What is this? This is literally a picture of me. Jin asks, feeling completely helpless. I was telling the truth. Do you believe me now? He glances at the beautiful sunset photo she had sent earlier. So pretty. The other person replies in a sickly sweet tone, but my honey is even more beautiful. His face turns visibly paler by the second, reading out every single text message. You worked hard today? My honey is even more beautiful? Jin stomps her feet frantically. Why read that out loud? Embarrassed and angry, she aggressively snatches her phone right back. Anyway, this is the main reason why. Pardon? Do-won puts a hand on his chin, proudly stating, my photos were stolen, but honestly, I really am super handsome. I know what you're thinking. Jin mentally facepalms. What is wrong with him? He places the puppy on the ground, asking calmly, did you call the cops? She stammers her quiet reply, no, not just yet. Do you want me to report this? Do-won quickly looks right up, speaking firmly. Absolutely. Did you suffer any kind of financial loss? Did they ask you for any money? Jin blushes a bright red, replying, oh, nothing like that happened. Going to Hong Kong. She thinks nervously, I probably should not mention I went to meet a boyfriend. He asks in total surprise, going to Hong Kong. She shyly answers, I was so in love I wanted to fly out immediately. Yes, can you believe this? Do-won asks in pure shock, you loved a guy you never met? Jin mumbles defensively, yes, but why does that even matter right now? He curves his lips into a very soft, subtle smile. She angrily bites her lip, complaining about his attitude internally. Stick with me. Are you mocking my love life? The image of Do-won looking completely exhausted from that coffee flashes through Jin's mind. Her face completely freezes for a second. Grabbing her own wrist in sheer panic, Jin stammers out, either way, I am so incredibly sorry about everything. He rolls his eyes, glancing over with a soft voice. Nothing to apologize for. You were just as completely fooled as anyone. Do-won chimes in smoothly. That other guy is the real villain here. He casually rubs the back of his neck and adds, and thanks to that, the whole meetup got totally ruined. Jin drops her jaw, burying her face in her hands. Yep, Do-won replies so casually. It was supposed to be a date anyway. I never wanted to go anyway, so it is fine. She slumps down in total defeat. Right. His voice cuts through the awkwardness. Anything else to say? Jin frantically shakes her head, saying no. Do-won gathers his 3 dogs, getting ready to leave. I will head out first. She suddenly reaches out her hand, shouting, Ryder, wait just a second. He slowly turns his head, watching Jin. She hesitates before finally making her request. Now watch this hilarious confession about me dating a primary schooler online. Could you please just keep that an absolute secret? Do-won stays completely silent, taking his sweet time. Jin nervously peeks up at his face. Her eyes are absolutely pleading with him right now. He smirks mysteriously and drops 2 words. We will see. Her face flushes bright red, heart skipping a massive beat. Doojin glares at Do-won walking away. Shaking with pure rage, she flips him the bird. You feel that too? Why is her heart racing? We will see? That absolute jerk. He suddenly turns back, and she instantly fakes a sweet little wave. Do-won smirks again, and finally says firmly, I will keep your little secret. Doojin freezes completely as he reassures her gently, do not worry about it. Her cheeks burn pink, while a million quiet emotions suddenly flood right into her heart. Outside the shop, Doojin watches Do-won walking his dogs down the street. She slowly walks over to the bench. Doojin flops right down, tilting her head back. A deep, thoughtful look washes over her entire face. His face and that blindingly warm smile softly weave their way straight into her heart. She gently narrows her eyes in thought. Doojin sits deep in thought on the quiet street. So what do you and I learn? Single Doojin is trying to heal old heartbreak with brand new love. Meanwhile, Teacher Kim drives his car down the dark and quiet night road. Stick with me, a brand new romance is about to bloom for Kang Seon Ah. Seon Ah gasps in total shock. His face is completely red, sweat literally pouring down. He confesses, I like you, Seon Ah. Mr. Kim makes his move. I want to start seeing you seriously. What do you think about that? Her eyes go wide, completely flustered by this. You and I both knew this exact moment was coming. His face just gets hotter, desperately waiting for her final answer. Seon Ah remembers all those dirty looks other guys used to give her. Just look at the absolute sincerity in Mr. Kim right now. He is totally different from all those other creeps. She wants to date someone who actually likes her. She clenches her hands tightly, her awkward hesitation clearly showing. Seon Ah stays completely silent for a second, then parts her lips. Mr. Kim just freezes, waiting. Thank you so much, Mr. Kim. Seon Ah answers with a soft smile. Flashback. Little Seon Ah wearing a bright dress, hugging her doll, waving to the wildly cheering crowd of people. Our Princess Seon Ah, so pretty. Oh my goodness, she is a literal princess right now. She playfully pouts her lips, taking in the whole beautiful scene around her. 6-year-old Seon Ah thought. She imagined a gorgeous prince wearing full shining armor, holding a sword, stepping up to protect her. Princess Seon Ah is going to meet a completely handsome and amazing prince. So the little girl started looking for a prince. Both ridiculously handsome and totally amazing. Cut to a crazy, loud, pumping nightclub. Let's dive into this wild, passionate, heavy kiss. Seon Ah's shoes, right next to his, placed perfectly neat on the indoor floor mat. She finally met a seriously handsome guy. But every guy walking through her life just gives a cold, mocking glare. The big problem? They are all absolutely toxic, horrible princes. Sleeping together once means we are dating now? She collapses on the floor, absolutely sobbing, crying out, please do not leave my love. Now pay attention. In Seon Ah's mind, good looks beat absolutely everything else. And because of that mindset, she became someone. Wildly obsessed with handsome faces, total fanatic. And honestly, that is exactly why Kang Seon Ah, at 31 years old, a high school art teacher, still has no decent love life. You and I saw that coming. Mr. Kim looks right into her eyes, speaking with absolute certainty. I really like you, Seon Ah. Let's dive in. He is blushing hard, asking her totally seriously. I want to have a serious relationship with you, Seon Ah. So, what do you think about that? She bites her lips softly, her heart doing a little flip. She always wanted someone who genuinely cared about her. Her lips part slightly. She finally met a guy like Mr. Kim. She looks up at Mr. Kim, who is nervously waiting for her answer. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Her face lights up entirely, flashing a super soft, gentle smile. I like you too. Suddenly, they enter a dreamy pink romance fantasy. She happily wraps her arms around Mr. Kim, holding on super tight, like she will never let go. But wait, reality hits her hard, freezing her face. He is still staring at her, looking completely lost and totally confused. She gives a big eye smile, saying, I want to date seriously too. Now pay attention here in her fantasy. They lean in for a romantic kiss. She stammers out loud, a real date? Then she suddenly pictures his actual face and those weird lips, puckering up and slowly creeping closer to her face. She goes completely pale, jaw dropping as she screams, I am sorry. Tires screech loudly, coming to a dead halt on the asphalt. Frozen like a statue, she watches the car barely miss her face. Pale and crying on the inside, she thinks, this is classic me. You and I both know she's absolutely helpless against handsome guys. Cut to the noisy club, she is absolutely sobbing now. She grabs a bottle, chugging the whole thing down. Her eyes drop down, secretly evaluating the whole situation. Mr. Kim is really a nice guy. Just ignore the armpit sweat and the bad breath, and that super heavy breathing, plus that booger casually swinging in his nose sometimes. If he fixed his looks, maybe it would actually be fine. Mi-hyun walks up, throws an arm around her and yells, "Son A!" She casually jerks her thumb behind her back. Those guys over there want us to join them. Neon lights flash bright, crazy colors all across the loud club, over at a table completely loaded with drinks and sweet desserts. Son A sits right next to Hyunbin, under glowing pink and purple lights. Mi-hyun grabs a seat by a guy with totally jacked arms, his huge muscles flexing right out of that tiny sleeveless shirt. The other couple whispers closely together, looking just like real lovers. So what do you and I make of this insanely awkward tension between them? She slowly sneaks a quick glance his way. Stick with me, son. A watches Hyunbin's shy behavior and secretly judges him. He looks so incredibly awkward right now. She leans on her chin and cheerfully starts chatting. Is this your first time at a club? Yes. He answers with pure panic. How did you know? Is it that super obvious? Son A touches her cheek, laughing out loud. Oh, totally obvious. Your friends dragged you here, right? Hyunbin shyly replies. Well, yeah, exactly. She carefully checks out his whole look. You look so young. Are you a college student? His voice totally hesitates. Yes, I am. Watch closely now. Hyunbin's poor face just keeps getting redder and redder. She reaches for a liquor bottle. So shy. Let's drink a little bit. He quickly volunteers. Let me pour it. Son A lifts her glass and casually asks, What is your name? Hyunbin, totally flustered, answers, My name is Lee Hyunbin. They both clink their glasses together at the same time. Son A half closes her eyes while drinking, a big question popping into her head. Lee Hyunbin? That sounds super familiar. She shifts her eyes slightly to look at him. Looking at his completely shy, almost girly behavior, Son A makes a quiet judgment. He is so polite. Do I really look that much like an older sister? Right at that moment, Hyunbin turns toward her. Less than a minute later, he looks away again. Son A actually finds this little reaction from Hyunbin to be pretty funny. Well, since he looks so incredibly innocent, it is actually kind of cute. She looks up at the spinning disco ball, thinking deeply. Even though she isn't really having fun, we both know club vibes are always crazy and super loud. The wild party literally never stops when you are there. Bright morning sunlight shines straight down onto a huge high-rise building. At this exact moment, Son A is still sleeping deeply on the bed. She slowly opens her eyes, and the first thing she spots is a sink right in the corner. She gently shifts her gaze looking toward the window frame, where bright light is bouncing right into the room. Where am I? She sits up, rubs her eyes in panic. Wait, my house. So I guess I did not sleep outside yesterday. She slowly steps out of her bed and walks straight into the bathroom. Son A grabs the door handle, wondering to herself, but how did I even get home? I remember absolutely nothing. She twists the door handle, feeling completely confused right now. Since when did I completely lose my memory like this? Son A's face becomes totally flustered as she desperately tries to remember what happened. I just remember drinking with that innocent guy. You and I need answers. Stick with me. She can barely remember his face. Suddenly, Hyunbin steps right up, holding his shirt slightly pulled up to reveal those sharp, toned abs. Son A panics, her eyes instantly darting downward. Then she quickly realizes something is totally off. Her jaw drops, hair practically standing on end. She instinctively takes a quick, nervous step back. Losing her balance completely, she slips and starts falling backward. Hyunbin instantly wraps an arm around her waist, catching her. Both their faces turn bright red, locking eyes in pure, awkward tension. Now pay attention here. She stares with wide, shocked eyes. Looking super worried, he urgently asks her, Miss, are you okay? Slipping right out of his arms, she stutters a nervous thank you. Yeah, thank you. Wait, miss? Her brain completely short-circuits. He sighs in relief, flashing a cute, confused little smile. Why are you suddenly acting so formal with me? Do you not remember what happened yesterday at all? You were so incredibly happy yesterday, right? Completely clueless, she just blankly stammers out, what? His lips curve up into a soft, gentle smirk. Flashing a genuinely radiant smile, he finally introduces himself. Miss, it is just me, Hyunbin. Flashback to his incredibly goofy, nerdy appearance, posing right next to Son A back in the day. Inside an old photograph. Lee Hyunbin from class 11-4. Instantly, her face turns pale green, totally sick to her stomach. Sun A screams what so loudly it echoes across the entire building. She quickly covers her mouth in pure, absolute shock. It is Lee Hyunbin, third-year student, class 4. We both know this is bad. Why is he here? Let's rewind the clock to see last night. Kang Seon Ah dumped teacher Kim, hitting the club immediately, holding a drink in hand. She suddenly notices the young guy sitting right beside her, sharing a table together. Getting caught staring makes Hyunbin shyly turn his head. A sudden spark of pure interest flashes through her mind. This guy looks so incredibly innocent and adorable. The loud club music just keeps bumping in the background. Not super interesting, but soon she gets totally wasted. First move? Proudly giving her hair a dramatic little flip. Hyunbin, you better not fall in love with me. And that is where we leave her casually confessing everything. You are definitely not my type at all. Hyunbin awkwardly hesitates and asks, but wait, 6 years ago, did you teach at Shincha High School? She looks completely caught off guard. Huh? How did you know? Hearing that, the corners of Hyunbin's mouth slowly curl up. Then I was right. Teacher, it is me, your student Hyunbin. Stick with me, because time literally stops for them right here. Hyunbin quickly waves his hands to explain himself. Third year, class 4. That was me. The memory of his quiet, forgettable past self suddenly floods into her mind. Hello there. Sun A drops a massive nervous sweat drop, completely speechless and frozen in place. Her eyes widen in absolute shock. What? How is that even possible? The entire drinking table immediately turns their attention toward the loud commotion. You were so tiny back then, but now you're huge. Your eyes got bigger. She is absolutely buzzing with pure excitement over here. How am I running into you here? This is so surprising and wildly interesting. You and I both know the rest of the table is totally judging her. Sun A just casually blurts out, grabbing drinks with a student who already graduated, hanging out just like friends. It's honestly so romantic. Everyone at the table instantly plays along with the vibe. Cheers to Sun A and her beautiful romance. Even Hyunbin smiles and clinks his glass with hers. Kang Seon Ah is so incredibly drunk, sitting and drinking with her former student isn't even slightly embarrassing to her right now. It's been a long time, so she is just purely happy. Time flies by in an absolute blur, and it is already way past midnight outside. After partying way too hard, Sun A's face starts turning completely pale and sick. Hyunbin stays close, carefully supporting her weight. Are you okay? He asks. She replies incredibly weakly, I really don't feel good. Watch closely though, her friends already ditched her super fast, just because she had invited him. He anxiously asks the stumbling woman, where is your house? Can I take you home? But instead, Sun A holds out a cash bill with her violently shaking hand. Even though she is a total mess, she insists she is fine. My house is close by, so I can easily walk. The roads are super dangerous, so please take a taxi. He frantically waves it off. No way. Trust me, this night isn't over. Stick with me. The drunk girl is getting mad. Hey, just take what the adult gives you. Hyunbin finally just gives in and listens. Yes, thank you so much for this. After they split up, she keeps waving, looking super happy. I had so much fun today. Bye now. Hyunbin awkwardly raises his hand to wave back. Get home safe. Watching her leave, he silently wonders, is she actually going to be okay? Right on cue, she literally falls flat on her back. Now pay attention here, the lights flicker on inside Sun A's quiet apartment. Her wobbly, drunken steps are carefully supported from behind by him. Hyunbin gently lets her know, hey, we are finally home. Suddenly, Sun A's face turns completely pale with a weird shade of purple. In total panic mode, she forcefully pushes him back to get away. He gets even more worried, hearing those weird noises coming from the room. The bathroom sounds like a literal raging waterfall, puking an anime rainbow in there. After waiting for a little while, Hyunbin slowly knocks his hand against the bathroom door. He calls out, are you okay? Want me to pat your back? The person inside trembles, barely getting the words out. I am fine. But things are just getting worse, as Sun A continues tossing her cookies in there. Hyunbin turns around to leave, sensing she feels super awkward. I really should just go. You saw that coming, right? Half a step away, and she screams, Hyunbin, help! Rushing inside, he immediately starts gently patting the poor girl's back. Thanks to that, Sun A ignores the embarrassment and keeps heavily throwing up. A super awkward smile flashes across his face. I probably should stay until she is feeling much better. That is exactly what Hyunbin is thinking. That crazy vomiting session leaves Sun A practically lifeless on the bed. Water, Water. He quickly runs over with a glass. Here you go. After drinking, she literally sprints right back into the bathroom. Let me pat your back for you. This messy cycle just keeps repeating itself, until Sun A finally passes out from total exhaustion. Hyunbin stands carefully beside the bed, just watching her. Once she is doing better, so I will go. Sweat pouring down his face. Round 1, and he is already completely exhausted. The room quickly sinks into the heavy silence of late night, both of them falling into a deep, heavy sleep side by side, until morning hits. Watch closely. Stick with me here. Bright morning sunlight wakes up the city. Sun A sits awkwardly right in front of him. I'm so sorry, Hyunbin. You went through a lot. Hyunbin happily brushes it off. No way. I'm just glad you're all right. She sighs in relief. Thank goodness nothing bad actually happened. She enthusiastically makes him an offer. If you ever want food, just tell me anytime. I'm totally paying for it. But the guy stays totally humble. It's okay, really. I already ate a ton. The door clicks open as they step out of the restaurant. Hyunbin immediately compliments her. That food was so delicious. Sun A happily replies right back. Seriously, if you want more food, just let me know. She smiles brightly as she says goodbye. You worked so hard yesterday. Let's definitely meet up again soon. Yesterday was super fun, even if I remember absolutely nothing. But he suddenly calls out to her. Hey, wait up. Sun A looks totally surprised and turns around. Huh, what? Watch closely now. He blushes and pops the big question. Do you have any free time next week? Flash forward to the present. Dujim flatly brings it up. So you're meeting him next week? Sun A, practicing right next to her, simply nods yes. Her friend gets suspicious. Does that kid have a crush? She keeps pressing with a completely teasing tone of voice. He definitely likes you. Dujim gasps dramatically. What is this? I know what you're thinking. Not as teachers, but actually dating? Sun A immediately shoots that down. Are you totally crazy? That gives me goosebumps. Her friend raises a skeptical eyebrow. Think about it. He took care of you late at night, saw you like that, and still wants more. What guy in his right mind would waste time on someone he doesn't even like? Sun A remains stubbornly in denial. No way that happens. Plus, since when is that cute little kid a man? She turns around to explain the whole actual situation. You already know this. He's just our junior, from the exact same teaching academy. He probably just wants to ask for some career advice. Her friend clicks her tongue. Career advice is a classic excuse. You and I both know he joined that teaching academy just because he liked her since high school. Sun A still completely denies it. What are you even saying? He's just a little kid. Stick with me as she wipes her sweat away. Otherwise, they would have totally just slept together last night. Yujin completely teased her. Absolutely no way. He probably just wanted to see you totally sober instead. She purposely shouted out, Kang Seon Ah is getting 5 billion soon. That is great. Plus her lover is young. Seon Ah frantically denied it. Hey, I am his actual teacher. The girl nearby looked curious. Are you truly not interested though? Blushing so hard, she immediately tried to firmly confirm it. Of course I am a teacher. He is literally a student. Yujin quickly covered up her poor ringing ears. I know. You are being so loud. Despite that, the relentless teasing just kept going. But did you and Mr. Kim actually break up for real? Totally flustered, Sun A raised her voice to deny it. Come on, I never even dated that guy at all. Pay attention now, meanwhile, at another location. The apartment furniture was laid out in a simple style. The handsome owner slowly stepped right out of the bathroom. He stepped onto the rug, completely soaking it with dripping water. Carrying a simple white bath towel, Hyunbin walked out, his toned body still steaming and warm. He casually tossed that towel onto a nearby wooden chair. Lost in his deep thoughts, he flopped straight onto the bed. One hand covered his eyes, clearly missing a certain someone right now. Sun A's exact words from yesterday echoed in his mind. Hyunbin, you better not fall in love with me. Hyunbin could not stop a soft smile from forming. Pure happiness flooded in, leaving him secretly smiling like that for a while. You feel that too, right? A new day begins at school. The classroom shouted together, "Good morning to our teacher." Just like always, Sun A was surrounded by countless boys admiring her. Time flew by fast, and the dining hall was bustling again. Searching for a seat, she curiously asked the girl beside her, "Da-sung, are you not preparing for grad school right now?" Da-sung calmly replied back, "I have not thought about that yet." She even cheerfully blurted out a random little joke. Or should we just quit our jobs entirely? but her bright smile suddenly faded away. The second she made eye contact with Mr. Kim, he froze up looking awkward, and trust me, we feel that tension. Let's dive right in. Seon Ah casually greets him, hey Mr. Kim. Looking miserable, the guy just turns and runs away. He even drops a few strands of hair on his way out. That exact dramatic reaction makes things way more awkward for her. Dasum suddenly asks, aren't you actually dating Mr. Kim right now? Seon Ah instantly protests. No way. Absolutely not. After finding a good spot, they gently set their food trays on the table. Still, she feels a little bit curious. You really want to win that bet? She casually replies, yeah, of course I do. You going to help me? The other girl coldly brushes it off. I am not single. Seon Ah sighs heavily. Now watch closely. I heard you introduced a boyfriend to Chae Eun. Dasam replies with a totally flat tone. Yeah. Her eyes vanish into a smile. You seem way too nice. Are you okay? Dasom immediately fires back. Why ask me that? Seon Ah quickly tries to hold back her own giggling. It is nothing. But if Chae Eun gets a boyfriend, who will you even hang out with? The emotionless iceberg sitting next to her coldly interrupts. Play by myself. But she keeps playfully begging her. That is totally boring. How about Dasam introduces a cute boyfriend to me too? I really want to win this. Dasam does not even bother throwing a single glance her way. I have nobody for you, too bad. Disappointed, she lightly slaps her on the back. What the heck? Here is where it gets interesting. Her phone buzzes with a sudden notification. Who could this be? Seon Ah immediately recognizes the name. It is Hyunbin, sending a very neat and well-dressed photo of himself. What do you think about this place? Then she suddenly remembers their little plan. Oh right, we were planning to meet up this very weekend. Seon Ah instantly turns around and asks, what are you doing this weekend? Dasom simply answers, nothing really after playing soccer. Why are you asking? Things just peacefully fly by really fast right under the beautiful sunny weather. Hyunbin arrives early and waits super patiently right by the table. He nervously intertwines his hands together. His face turns completely bright red from all the anxiety. Taking this chance, he quickly adjusts his clothes to look perfect. My outfit looks a bit too mature. Is this actually okay? You and I know exactly who just walked through that door. Seon Ah calls out, making Hyunbin quickly spin around. Hyunbin, stick with me here. This romance starts with her usual bright, welcoming smile. He happily waves right back at her, soaking in that warm greeting. But just a split second later, Daesung steps up right behind Sona. Hyunbin freezes in absolute shock, calling out Daesung's name in pure disbelief. The older guy instantly recognizes him too, blurting out Hyunbin's name. Sona stands between them, completely confused by this random interaction. Wait, you two know each other? Daesung politely breaks the awkward silence. It has been a long time. Hyunbin gently explains the situation, saying this guy is actually his cousin. She quickly covers her mouth in total shock. Really? Sona cheerfully bursts out, saying this is absolutely magical. How could they possibly run into each other like this? The two guys awkwardly play along, agreeing with her completely surprised reaction. While they are distracted, Hyunbin just quietly forces a stiff smile. But you two do not look alike at all, huh? People say that quite a lot. They order 3 different drinks and a sweet strawberry cake for the table. The hangout goes incredibly smoothly, filled with endless laughter and bright, happy vibes. Sona enthusiastically brings up old shared memories. She was terrible at memorizing things, so Daesung always had to supervise her whenever she took paper tests. He gives a faint smile, softly agreeing. They get totally lost in their conversation, completely leaving poor Hyunbin out. So nostalgic, right? Yeah, totally. You and I feel his pain as he looks away to hide it. But Daesung is super observant, quickly catching that heavy gaze from Hyunbin. He feels a bit confused inside but decides not to ask about it. A moment later, Sona suddenly gets up, excusing herself to the restroom quickly. The two guys are left alone with nothing but an incredibly dry, boring conversation. She left the table. Yeah, right. Since neither of them says anything, a ridiculously awkward, heavy atmosphere completely takes over the entire table. After some more time passes, Hyunbin finally hesitates but breaks the silence. Hey, now watch closely. He drops the ultimate question you like, Kang Seon Ah. The glass of water in Daesung's hand is instantly placed back down. He does not answer immediately, just staring straight into his cousin's intense eyes. Hyunbin stands his ground, facing that intimidating gaze with absolutely zero fear. They both just keep waiting for someone to finally break this suffocating, tense standoff. In the end, Daesung just gives off a helpless, quiet smile. He takes the initiative and stands up, leaving him totally surprised. Before leaving, he carefully tells Hyunbin to pass a message to Kang Seon Ah. Tell her I am busy and leaving. Hyunbin hurriedly tries to stop him. Wait, why are you doing this? He simply waves his hand. That is where we leave it. Hit me up later, alright? Let's jump right back in. Daesung just walks away, silently answering that previous question. Sun A turns around and immediately notices he is gone. Wait, where did Daesung go? Hyunbin answers calmly. He said he had something urgent to do and left. She immediately pouts and starts complaining. That is so random. He literally told me he had no plans today. Meanwhile, outside, Daesung opens his car door while making a quick call. Kim Chae Eun, what are you up to right now? The guy answers instantly. I am hanging out with Sang Yu. What is up? You can hear a tiny bit of disappointment mixed into his next reply. Oh, you are with him right now? I was just calling to check in. What is it? Jae Yoon chuckles softly. Want to come over? Daesung forces a bitter smile and refuses. Why would I even go? He slides into the driver's seat and shuts the door. Have a fun date. I am hanging up right now. After saying that, his finger slowly hovers and taps that red button. Right on the screen. Watch him closely here. Daesung falls into total silence, clearly deep in thought. Those teasing words from earlier echo in his mind. It is nothing, but if Jae Yoon gets a boyfriend, who will you hang out with? He does not show a single drop of emotion, just stares blankly straight ahead. Deep down, Daesung quietly mutters to himself, time to go work out. Back inside the cafe, it is absolutely packed with customers rushing in and out. The bright indoor lights shine down, illuminating every little detail on the ceiling. Meanwhile, Hyunbin and Sun A just keep their conversation going in this super fun, lighthearted kind of vibe. Out of habit, she enthusiastically tells him all these random little stories. And every single time, Hyunbin happily replies with absolute, genuine sincerity. She just keeps showering the poor guy with endless compliments. While she does that, his cheeks turn completely red from pure, adorable shyness. Hyunbin slightly bows his head, smiles, and says, thank you. She totally misses those shy details and just looks a tiny bit confused. You feel the chemistry, right? They chat until night completely falls. Streetlights click on everywhere, creating this incredibly romantic, dreamy atmosphere. Yeah. Sun A walks right beside him down the quiet sidewalk. I hope that helps you out. He immediately replies, it definitely does, thank you so much. Her sweet, soft, giggling echoes through the cool night air. Wishing you the best of luck. Got some free time? Let us go grab dinner first. Hyunbin accepts without hesitation. Yes, that sounds totally perfect. The two of them slowly stroll through the glowing streets together. The empty neighborhood totally sparkles with this super peaceful vibe. All around them, making these two look exactly like a real couple. Hyunbin secretly steals a quick, nervous glance at her. And that is where we pause. Sun A just acts completely casual, totally oblivious. Stick with me, she suddenly turns, making him nervously look away. Hyunbin, do you have a girlfriend? He shyly answers her back. No, do you have a boyfriend? She gives a long, exhausted sigh. Nope. Hyunbin is absolutely thrilled hearing her emphasize she is still totally single. Yeah. Sun A casually drops the bomb that she and her friends made a bet. Whoever stops being single first wins 500 million. Completely shocked, he asks. 500 million? She just nods right away. Yep, the first person to get a partner wins 500 million. Then she lets out another sigh without even thinking, wishing she could find someone to date soon. Hyunbin visibly gulps in tension. He silently makes up his mind right then and there. First, he calls out her name in a totally sincere voice. Even though he is super shy, Hyunbin finally just blurts it out. Why don't we try dating each other? Both of their footsteps stop in the silence. Now watch this part closely. Hyunbin just stares right straight ahead, while the girl beside him is giving him full attention. Sun A keeps staring at him, looking completely caught off guard. He can't even hide his bright red, totally flushed face right now. Her fingers gently cover her mouth in absolute, utter shock. A single sweat drop rolls down her cheek. Then she finally speaks up, sounding really nervous. Do you just need money? Hyunbin quickly tries to deny it. No, that's not it. But she completely cuts him off before he finishes. Makes perfect sense. College students need money. Okay. She hesitates, sighing that it probably won't work out. To win the prize, you'd have to kiss and answer questions together. Oh right, and live together too. I bet you didn't expect this. but he instantly replies, "I can do it." When saying this, he stares directly into her eyes with zero hesitation. The poor girl just freezes up for a second, completely clueless on how to react. His absolute, unwavering, and totally bold confidence is showing so clearly right through his steady gaze. A really soft pink blush finally starts creeping onto her cheeks. But in the end, she just playfully smacks his arm instead. She laughs awkwardly to brush it off. "What are you saying? Did needing money make you lose your mind?" Asking if he is hungry, she changes topics. "We've all been there, right? Let's hurry up and eat. Hyunbin, let's dive in." He hurriedly covers up his completely red, blushing face in the back. Looking forward awkwardly, his eyebrows are pulled into a very slight frown. Meanwhile, the person walking ahead is casually humming some kind of happy little tune. Looking so full of life. Entering the restaurant, he stays totally determined to ask her, "What is your absolute ideal type of boyfriend?" Sun A calmly answers him, "A guy who is not that handsome." She happily teases him, "Why? Are you planning to introduce someone to me?" Hyunbin hesitates for a second. "I am not that handsome either, right?" The girl raises an eyebrow in pure confusion. "What do you mean, Hyunbin? You look so nice." He immediately brings his hands up, doing something to grab her full attention. Hyunbin actually physically adjusts his own facial expression. "How about looking like this? Is it ugly enough? You saw that coming, right?" Sun A does a massive spit take. "Sorry. I am so sorry, Hyunbin. My bad." He does not blame her at all, just happily wipes the water away. "I am completely fine." Her bright, smiling face right in front of him is captured in his eyes. Hyunbin quickly glances down with a very satisfied, secret little smile. Right after that, he suddenly speaks up. "Miss, do you happen to have any free time next week?" Sun A very cheerfully plays along with him. "Huh, why is that? Planning to ask me something else?" This time, he completely and honestly admits the truth. "No, it is just that I really want to see you." She just mumbles, giving him a super vague and hesitant answer. I am honestly not sure what my schedule looks like." This whole situation makes Sun A hurriedly recount everything to her friends. "Guys, what in the world should I do? It totally looks like the younger kid actually likes me." Dujin calmly replies to her, "See? Told you. Now pay attention here, how will she handle this? Just meet him?" She pours a drink while completely denying it. "No, I am not crazy. How could I date a guy whose face is still basically a baby?" Her friend sighs out loud, "Basically a baby. Seriously? Still complaining about it? You really should date someone younger. Young and full of energy." But Sun A stands firm. She firmly exclaims right back, "What are you even talking about? Now is absolutely not the time to think about that." Dujin suddenly slams her water glass right onto the table. She resentfully tells the other two girls what is so wrong with it. A dramatic stream of painful tears suddenly pours from her eyes. "I am honestly so jealous of you right now, Kang Seon Ah. You still get noticed by handsome young guys." Sun A looks confused. "That is where we leave it. Let's jump right into this," Yujin insisted. "He's young, so he's easy, just grab him." Getting nowhere with her, she immediately pivoted to the other girl. "Hey, Chae Eun, what should I even do?" She shrugged, looking completely unbothered. "What's the big deal? Just cut contact, and you're totally fine." Hearing that brutal advice, Seon Ah's face just completely blanked out. "What is this? You look seriously panicked." Yujin pointed right at her, teasing hard. "You like him?" Seon Ah quickly defended herself. "No way. It's just that suddenly ghosting a former student feels a little too cold-hearted." A ringing phone suddenly interrupted the juicy gossip, making Chae Eun step away. "Gotta take this." She stepped outside onto the street and answered the call. Now watch closely, her two friends inside tracked her every move. Something on that call made Chae Eun burst out laughing. In their eyes, this looked incredibly, undeniably suspicious right now. Then Seon Ah and Yujin both shook their heads. "What do we do now?" She continued, dropping her advice. "Why panic? You already found a guy who treats you well. You tried dating an older guy like Mr. Kim, and besides, you two are both grown adults now." Seon Ah just frowned. "In my eyes, he is still just a high school kid." Yujin hissed in annoyance. "What high school kid? Come on." She quickly added to her defense. "Plus, he is completely not my type." However, her friend still wasn't buying it. "That is just an excuse. Forget the whole student thing." She immediately stressed, "I'm serious." "Here's the pivot." Seon Ah asked, "Are you and author Do One okay?" Bringing him up made Yujin's face completely drop. Sighing, chugging her drink, she spilled, He's so busy I never see him. We're practically complete strangers. Chae Eun then walked back in with a bright smile. Hey guys, I think I'm actually going to win. They both groaned loudly. No fair, this sucks. Well, trust me, you will love this, she suggested. Want to add another rule? Let's extend the time, what do you think? Honestly, I don't even know if my romance will last either, and neither do you guys. Let's dive right into a bet that could literally last forever. Everyone chimes in together, totally agreeing. Seeing this, Jae-yoon drops a brand new rule. Fail the first round within a single month, and you are out. Sona glances over at her friend, silently asking for her opinion. Yujin subconsciously does the exact same thing right back. They both just aggressively shout out, "It is a deal." The new rule for this singles bet: if you fail the first round in 1 month, you lose. The vibe inside the restaurant instantly gets way louder and livelier. Right after that, the sound of people chatting and buzzing completely fills up every single corner of the place. Right then, a sudden notification pops directly onto Sona's glowing phone screen. Now pay attention, because the sender is clearly Hyunbin. Do you happen to have some free time today? She quickly grabs her phone to check it. Hyunbin? Yujin's previous advice suddenly starts echoing in her mind. Why worry? You literally already met someone who treats you well. You already tried getting to know someone like Mr. Kim. After all, both of you are completely full-grown adults now. A wave of unexplained hesitation completely stops her in her tracks. Even her friend's earlier teasing words come rushing right back. No way, he just wanted to meet when you were sober, that is why he waited. Sona nervously drops a single drop of sweat. I have to find a boyfriend in just 1 month. She quickly taps the screen, ready to reply. All right, I am finally deciding this right now. At this moment, Hyunbin is standing in a massive room with tons of ceiling lights. He waits in the middle of the crowd for a text back, his face actually flushing a little bit from pure nervous anticipation. You see where this is going, right? Sona sends a firm text. I am sorry, Hyunbin. I am just too busy, so I will definitely contact you next time. Hyunbin completely freezes for a second after reading her reply. His fingers just hover right over that super clear text message, but then he just smiles quietly, hiding his real mixed feelings. Back over here, Sona's phone buzzes a few times on the table. She instantly pauses her conversation just to go check it. Hyunbin answers totally normally. Yes, understood. I will see you next time. Even Sona has to admit in awe, he is cooler than I thought. She secretly praises him. I honestly thought he would complain just like those other needy guys. Thank goodness. Trust me, she remembers how awkward those past moments were. Sorry, but you are just not my type. Stick with me. The other guys drop down begging. Son, please just think about this one more time. And Yujin immediately turns around and asks, what is this? Texting some annoying little brat. She always claims that it is absolutely nothing special. She immediately drops the bomb. It is over. He dumped me and said stop contacting him. Her friend is totally shocked. Wait, it is actually over? You were just planning to meet up. Ah replies super casually. It is done, no big deal. She leans real close to her friend and begs. Yujin, let us hit the nightclub right now. Yujin instantly pushes her away. She absolutely hates the club scene. Seriously, do not even mention it. It just makes her super uncomfortable. If there are no guys around, it is a strict no. While they keep arguing back and forth, Chae Eun suddenly gets a text. She quickly gives the other girls a heads up. Sang-woo is nearby. Can he come over here in a bit? Now pay attention here. Hearing this, both girls flash super mysterious smiles. Ah covers her face and totally teases her. So are you two finally dating? But Chae Eun just coldly shoots it right down. Not yet. They just laugh even louder. Are you crazy? Still nothing? She keeps asking. So what is the plan, since he is actually coming over? Her friends instantly agree in total unison. Hurry up and get here. Yujin suddenly brings up a massive point. Hey, what if he actually confesses his feelings today? Will you accept? Chae Eun hesitates for a second before giving her answer. I do not know. You saw that coming, right? They suddenly fall completely silent. Ah rests her chin and asks, what, is that a bad thing? Why are you acting so completely indifferent? Yujin is also super curious now. Weren't you dating him just to win? She just lets out a heavy sigh and forces a bitter smile. Win what exactly? But that specific smile accidentally strikes a nerve, leaving her feeling totally guilty. Yujin yells out, totally frustrated. Would you just look at that attitude? You really wanted to win. Hey, Kim Chae Eun, Sangwoo will definitely win this. Right as she finishes speaking, the guy they were just gossiping about appears. Hello? Chae Eun immediately jumps up from her seat. Sangwoo, you are here? The other two girls quickly stand up too. Oh my gosh, hi there, I am Kang Seon Ah. Seon Ah introduces them. Let's see where this goes. And this right here is Gong. Let's dive in. Yujin stammers out, yes, I am Gong Yujin. Nice to finally meet you. He gently reminds her with pure care, you should take hangover medicine. She reacts purely on instinct. Oh, thank you so much. She gasps in complete awe. Oh wow, he is perfect. Right after that, Sangwoo turns around and asks, wait, what is everyone talking about? Winning what exactly? Chae Eun completely freezes, her smile stiffening awkwardly for a brief second. But his curiosity just spikes higher. I did not catch that. She just brushes it off entirely. Just ignore it completely. Meanwhile, in the restroom, Yujin angrily blurts it all out. Chae Eun is only dating Sangwoo to win. Poor Sangwoo is going to be sacrificed. Standing right outside, Seon Ah seriously starts questioning it to herself. Should I really date someone who has zero real feelings? For me at all? You see that too, right? Zero eye contact. Total red flag. Her friend is absolutely, totally convinced the whole thing is just acting. Completely confused by this, she blurts out aloud, huh? Yujin instantly shoves the bathroom door open. She could totally pull something like that off. Chae Eun has this insanely intense competitive spirit. It is seriously that strong. Washing her hands, she furiously tells the story. Back then we made a crazy bet on how long we could survive standing under the hot sun. Remember how she stayed until her literal sandals melted to the ground? Seon Ah giggles while remembering the chaos. That is pretty funny. Now watch this. Leaning by the entrance, Chae Eun suddenly asks, what are you two saying exactly? Yujin just hits her with the blunt truth immediately. Be honest, you do not even like Sangwoo at all. She raises an eyebrow, completely confused. No way, I do. We met because I do. The two of them naively listen to her simple explanation. And hypothetically, even if I did not, who actually cares? Chae Eun calmly drops her airtight logic right there. That is not in the rules anyway. The word love instantly appears in their eyes, painted a romantic pink. But after hearing that crazy logic, their entire worldviews are violently shaking. Trust me, ours are too. Late that same night, you and I are picking up right after their super messy meetup. Yujin spaces out and says, hey Kim Chae, IU is way more serious than we thought. We really need to hurry up and act too. She turns and blames Seona. You get set up all the time. Seona denies it immediately. But they are all such terrible guys. Pure disappointment hits her, making her look so totally drained. Wait, that is not the point. Yujin rubs her chin, thinking incredibly hard. Where on earth do we meet, guys? Her quick brain instantly cooks up a brand new brilliant idea. She grabs her phone and installs a brand new app called Somoim. Seona leans in for a closer look. The Somoim group works. I was totally curious about it before. The girl next to her nods. Perfect. They huddle super close together, absolutely buzzing with excitement. Let's register together. There are so many handsome guys. Countless chat groups pop up right on the screen. So many different options here. We found out way too late. So which group should we join? The first suggestion pops up, packed with tons of cute guys. How about the hiking group? Same age range, perfect. But watch closely, here is the real problem. It literally looks like an absolute wild animal kingdom. Why? Is it not fun enough? But Yujin quickly spots another completely different place. Look at this sports group, looks fun. Check out those massive rippling muscles. But Seona just sighs and complains, I hate sports. She keeps suggesting, what about this gaming group right here? We can play games and mingle. And Seona instantly rejects it again. But I do not even play games. I know what you are thinking. Making choices is literally the hardest part. Seona and Yujin suddenly shout out together, English study group. Like they just read each other's minds, they high-five in perfect harmony. The girls instantly start daydreaming about it. Do you get the feeling we will meet a smart and super charming guy? A total nerd is fine too. But Yujin suddenly realizes another totally massive problem here. What on earth do we even wear to join this? I literally have nothing to wear right now. Seona immediately rips her closet door wide open. Just wear my clothes, she excitedly replies. That totally works. She happily asks for opinions. So what do you think, should we wear the smart intellectual style, Yujin? Let's dive in. Yujin strips immediately, having zero patience. Yep, Definitely buy those glasses right away. And so, the master plan kicks off. Gong Yujin and Kang Seon Ah actually signed up for that English group. Will they really manage to meet those cute, smart guys there? Fast forward straight to the day of the club. They stand before the mirror, dressed up looking totally flawless. Carefully applying some gorgeous makeup, they make sure their lips look perfect. Seon Ah has her long, flowing blonde hair styled and brushed out beautifully. Hair check, done. Yujin's clothes are literally sparkling too. A smart look just to seduce a really smart guy. Check. An elegant black skirt gently flutters as she takes a step. Both of them show up looking unbelievably gorgeous today. The English group, her grand master plan to conquer a nerdy guy. Each gives off their own unique vibe, topped off with a seriously eye-catching smile. Here we go. They walk over to the multi-story building just as they previously planned. Both girls are carrying so much wild enthusiasm, firmly making up their minds deep down inside. Yujin glances over at her friend just for one final, silent confirmation. Seon Ah is totally ready, so she returns that confident look. Now pay attention here. The door slowly opens, revealing an absolutely unimaginable surprise inside. But the members of the English study group had already fully gathered around. The bright light blurs out the faces, turning to look their way. When everything finally comes into clear focus, those guys actually look pretty darn goofy. They all flash these faint smiles and hold out their hands. Outwardly, Seon Ah and Yujin keep smiling, but deep inside, they are absolutely screaming. The scene shifts to the inside of the cafe building, where everyone is meeting face to face for the very first time. Time in this place completely seems to freeze. You and I saw this coming, right? Their mood crashes seeing this scene. The three nerdy guys just smile warmly, asking in total unison, "Hello there, is this your very first time coming here today?" Luckily, Seon Ah and Yujin react super fast to the question. Yes, we are planning to practice conversation. But actually, hidden right underneath the table, their hands are constantly moving, chatting away through quick little text messages. "Let us leave right now." "Yeah, let's go to another group." Okay. After making the decision, that is where we leave it. With heavy hearts, Seon Ah and Yujin stand up immediately. The guys stare, noticing them acting completely weird. Let's dive right in. One of them is completely confused here. Sona's face gets incredibly awkward. She is completely speechless right now. Yujin can only force an apology, saying, "Sorry, today we..." But before she can even finish, a loud phone notification pings. Both girls instantly get a little curious. They immediately stare down at the screen, trying to see what is happening. A brand new photo from Chae Eun pops up, showing her right next to a tanned guy, slapping them right in the face with it. Chae Eun even made sure to attach a cheeky little note. "Mission accomplished, I got a boyfriend." Seeing her actually pull this off makes Sona and Yujin scream at the top of their lungs. They absolutely cannot handle this kind of sight. No way. Now pay attention, because their crazy dramatic reaction right there leaves the nerds looking completely dumbfounded and just so ridiculously confused. Is something wrong with you two? Seeing the situation getting super weird real fast, Sona quickly shoots a desperate glance at her friend. Yujin just gives a subtle little nod. It seems like she totally caught that silent mental message. There is no other way out. They both sit back down instantly together, because they know deep down right now, they really cannot afford to be picky anymore. This entire chaotic chain of actions from them just makes the guys feel even more incredibly lost. Yeah, after a heavy moment of pure silence, the nerd in the striped shirt smiles and asks them, "You two joined today to practice your conversation skills, right? You feel that, right?" They hate answering, but they just force a nod and mumble out, "Yeah." He quickly looks right down at the screen of his phone. "All right, then I will start off with a question." He then proceeds to read a question aloud in English, like he is trying to go over the lesson material. Seeing the two girls still staring at him totally blankly, he looks surprised but flashes a very warm smile. "Sorry, did I speak way too fast?" Seeing that, both girls completely switch up their attitude in an instant. Yujin even awkwardly blurts out, No, I am fine." Realizing Yujin is spouting absolute embarrassing nonsense right now, Sona panics, glaring at her like, "What are you even saying?" And trust me, she is also completely clueless about this. Let's dive into these crazy words this nerd just read. It literally hurts to watch. Yujin quickly rubs her eyes over and over. What is going on? Why did her vision suddenly get so incredibly blurry? The nerdy guy notices the two girls are completely silent. He just turns around to ask his other two friends, "What do you guys think?" Basically asking for their opinion. Right then, the other nerd sitting on the side immediately speaks up to share his own smart opinion. The exact point he brings up is, students really need to learn how to invest their money. Most of us just work super hard to survive daily, but inflation slowly destroys our overall buying power. In the end, we literally end up with nothing. His deep voice just keeps going, echoing straight across the quiet little coffee shop. Now pay attention because his intense answer gets super complicated. Even though they teach us basic economics in high school, the stuff we actually learn in class is super vague and barely scratches the surface. It really just describes a few random basic events that might actually happen out in the real world. Needless to say, Seon Ah looks unbelievably confused right now. Total brain freeze. Yujin quickly takes off her glasses, thinking her eyes are totally glitching out again. Another nerd in a black shirt, a third year, acts exactly the same way. You and I both know this nerd transformation is wild. He slowly starts speaking his mind about the situation. Without having the right financial knowledge, to invest properly in the stock market or real estate, we can never keep our buying power and survive this crazy modern era. This whole series of crazy nerd transformations absolutely leaves Yujin frozen stiff in her seat. Obviously, she has zero clue what any of this actually means. Seeing her just sitting there completely frozen in place, he instantly turns around and stares right at her. "What do you think, Yujin?" Asking her direct opinion. She hears that and immediately starts panicking so bad, because she literally does not know a single English word. My opinion? Well, about that specific thing. Luckily, Yujin is super fast and quickly opens up Google Translate. She helplessly realizes she totally misunderstood the entire question anyway. Damn it. Without translating first, she has absolutely nothing to say. Time just awkwardly keeps ticking away inside the quiet room. Trust me, you can feel the cringe as everyone stares. Stick with me, Yujin's panic is totally spiking right now. Why is the internet so laggy? Come on, hurry up. Is everyone staring at me right now? Seeing her stressed out face, nerd number 3 just laughs. He speaks super gently. Take your time, Yujin. You can totally just use Korean. Seeing nerd number 3 acting so warm and sweet, Yujin just panics and blurts out whatever comes to mind. Ah, yeah, my opinion is this thing, and that other thing is probably better because of that. This whole string of completely random words actually amuses him, and he just starts translating it anyway. Okay, translating for the guys who literally have no clue. Alright, so you know my opinion on this, do you get it? That unexpectedly super sweet move right there totally makes Yujin's heart skip a beat. He actually translated what I just said. So incredibly handsome and nice. She gets a little excited looking at these cute, nerdy guys sitting right in front of her. This is literally my exact type. Just like that, Sona and Yujin slowly start having a lot more fun blending right in with the group. You've been there, right? Having zero clue what they're saying, but the two girls are just smiling and laughing anyway. Time just keeps happily ticking by inside that cozy little cafe. The group of nerdy guys along with Sona and Yujin are still completely deep in conversation. They're having such a blast that literally everyone in the group barely even notices how fast the time is passing by. Yujin's smile is absolutely glowing, like she is completely thrilled with how this hangout is going. Her eyes just instinctively wander over. Watch closely now, she looks over and gets completely captivated by that same guy. And it seems like nerd number 3 is glancing right back at her too. Both of them suddenly just lock eyes. This exact moment leaves her a little bit startled, getting so shy she doesn't know what to say. He just throws her a wink and a super warm smile. And poor Yujin's tiny little heart is just completely stolen by this charming guy in an absolute flash. The scene shifts to the late evening hours. Sona chatters happily as they walk. That was so much fun. Yujin nods. Honestly, you and I wouldn't want to leave either. Let us dive right in. Seona happily chats away. We must go again. Suddenly remembering something important, she flashes a bright smile and turns toward Yujin. But hey, you want to go back, so there must be a guy you actually like, right? Yujin's face instantly turns super thoughtful, quietly picturing that one specific guy from earlier. Seeing Yujin totally frozen in place like that, just standing there daydreaming completely makes her laugh and tease. Come on, who is it? Who completely stole your heart? Yujin quickly shoots her a look and fires right back. What about you? Oh, bringing that up just makes Siona's face light up with pure excitement. Oh, absolutely, totally my type. Smiling proudly, she drops the news. That cute guy with glasses. Approved. Hearing this immediately makes Yujin flashback to the exact same guy with glasses. Yujin's expression slowly turns completely blank. She literally does not know what to say. I also thought the glasses guy was cute. The tension gets incredibly awkward. They stare at each other in total panic, realizing they share the exact same taste. Now pay attention here, these two lovable idiots suddenly remember that the entire group was basically a massive bunch of nerds. Wait a minute, literally every single one wore glasses. But Siona's face just drops into a look of complete and utter confusion, slowly glancing sideways over at her best friend. Even Yujin violently flinches right there, finally realizing that something is definitely very wrong. Turns out of all those nerdy guys present, that specific guy is exactly who they are both targeting. The second she gets back home, Yujin's face becomes so incredibly depressed she looks absolutely 100% helpless. How can I ever beat Kang Seon Ah now? She anxiously realizes that Seon Ah is just completely, flawlessly better than her in pretty much every way. Face, figure, personality, she loses in absolutely every category. Maybe I should just quit? A little bit of time passes by. You and I know this pain. Yujin stays flat on the floor, dreading harsh reality. Then a little more time simply ticks away as she slowly starts calming herself down, piece by piece. Hey, do not say such awful things about yourself. I absolutely must win and move into a much bigger house. And obviously escape the single life forever. Her voice just keeps loudly echoing in the room. Listen up, nerd. I am going to completely conquer you. And this is where you and I witness a whole new crazy chapter. Gong Yujin's legendary flirting campaign has now officially begun. The very first item on the agenda, execute flirting campaign step number 1. Let's dive in. Namba looks shocked, checking his phone screen. Some recent good deeds, maybe? Yujin shyly glances up, telling him she really wants to meet. Just like that, the two of them lock eyes, completely understanding each other's hidden feelings right then. But nope, that is entirely Yujin's wild imagination and pure delusion. She quickly moves right on to the next crazy scenario. Flirting operation, phase 2 is a go. Yujin dresses up super carefully, stepping out for their date, looking absolutely stunning. This catches Namba completely off guard, and he immediately showers her with sweet compliments. Where are you heading today? You look so pretty right now. Hearing that, she shyly scratches her head, about to say something else entirely. Thanks, you are looking really great today too. Suddenly, Seon Ah slides right up next to him, smiling brightly. You are looking super handsome today too. And just like that, Seon Ah and Namba happily chat away with each other, leaving Yujin on the sidelines, literally grinding her teeth in pure jealousy. She gets incredibly annoyed now. Watch closely. Every single master plan fails because Seon just keeps crashing the party. But what about Seon? She is no pushover either, glaring right back at her angrily. Time flies fast, and it is already evening. A familiar voice suddenly calls out from inside. Let's all grab some dinner together tonight, guys. As soon as they arrive there, Seon quickly spots the empty seat right next to Namba. I definitely have to sit next to him. But before she can even make a move, Yujin dashes in, sending her flying to the back row. And just like that, Yujin claims the spot, happily chatting away with Namba. You know this trope. By total accident, they grab the exact same meat, making both of them completely freeze up. Their eyes accidentally meet across the table, creating this incredibly romantic, heavy tension in the air. This completely convinces Yujin right now that her master plan has finally worked out just perfectly. And so, throughout the entire dinner party, Yujin and Namba are totally lost in conversation, leaving Seon shaking with absolute, pure, jealous rage. Of course, after dinner, they absolutely have to hit up a karaoke spot. Everyone gets incredibly hyped up for it, singing joyfully. Trust me, this gets wild. Stick with me, only then did I realize just how wrong everything was. My crush and my buddy? Already a couple behind my back. Sitting alone inside the quiet room, Yujin looked totally bored, tapping her fingers, lost in thought. Where exactly did No Namba go? Haven't seen him around for a while. Sensing something was definitely off, she panicked and scanned the entire room. Wait a second, Kang Seon Ah is totally missing too. This immediately made her picture the absolute worst-case scenario, Seon Ah, confessing her feelings to No Namba. Did she actually beat me to the punch? Just thinking about it made Yujin incredibly anxious. She frantically bolted right outside to check the situation. She quickly looked all around, scanning the entire area for any sign of those two people. No way, I absolutely cannot lose this fight. A strange noise caught her attention, making her jump. Yujin desperately kept on searching around to see where the silhouettes of those two went. Very quickly, now pay attention, she spotted two weird shadows hiding right behind a tree. Speechless, she just started silently cursing out this completely shameless couple. Seriously? Making out in public without any shame at all? But noticing something off, Yujin's face went completely blank in shock. Hold on. She jolted, recognizing that back and that super familiar striped shirt. The guy kissing right there. As she looked closer at his face, her panic only grew worse. It was no Namba. Cold sweat started pouring down Yujin's entire face. I know what you're thinking. The person beside him? Could it be? She quickly locked her eyes on the person standing near No Namba. The second she got a much closer look, the sight fully revealed the total nerd from her very own class. Realizing it wasn't Seon Ah at all, it made her flinch, frozen in pure shock for 5 seconds. She finally remembered the nerd who always sat by No Namba. Facing this brutal reality, trust me, we just watched Yujin grab her face, screaming, "Stick with me, are those two actually dating?" She suddenly recalls the exact scenes she had perfectly mapped out in her head for this specific meetup today. And yet, she had zero clue. She was even daydreaming about the idea of their eyes finally meeting in pure, happy bliss. But honestly, someone's hand was already secretly holding tight onto Not Lamba. While Not Lamba sits there looking thrilled right next to Jujim, he was actually secretly gripping the hand of the guy right beside him. This huge reveal makes Jujim grab her head, totally sobbing. But somehow, Sane also completely randomly shows up right here. Oh damn it! Seeing Sona suddenly pop up right beside her out of nowhere throws her into an absolute panic. Where the heck did you go? Sane just helplessly replies to her, the restroom. She immediately throws out a suggestion, let's ditch this group. Sane doesn't even hesitate for a second. Yeah, we should. You and I can feel their pain both look incredibly sad, staring directly at the happy couple right in front of them, wishing you two absolute, total happiness. A little bit of time passes. Deep inside a busy city bar, another couple is still happily getting incredibly intimate with each other right out in the open. Oh, so incredibly cute. Their lips slowly start moving closer and closer to each other. They are not even stopping for a single second, sharing a passionate kiss right in front of our two singles. I know what you're thinking. Sun A and Jujim watching this? It makes both of them incredibly exhausted as they sigh heavily, deep in thought. Suddenly remembering something pretty important, Jujim gets super curious. What is Kim Chae Eun up to today? Sane instantly suggests giving her a quick call to check. And just like that, a message gets fired off to Chae Eun. Are you hanging out with your boyfriend right now? Right after sending that quick text over to Chae Eun, both of them fall straight back into absolute, dead silence, deep in thought, not saying a single word to anyone. Just thinking about all the crazy stuff she went through today makes Jujim helplessly chug an entire massive glass of liquor. Right beside her, Sona refuses to lose, continuously pouring massive gulps of straight alcohol right into her mouth. I am so insanely jealous. Right after finishing off the drink in her hand, she aggressively slams the glass down onto the table. And that's where we leave her face completely annoyed and bitter. Watch this, she just loudly declared. Hey, no way. Should we form an alliance? If this keeps up, we're totally doomed. An alliance? What alliance? You and I don't even have a single boyfriend. But she still didn't stop hyping it. Anyway, hunting as a duo is way easier than going totally solo, right? Sun A nodded right along. Yeah, that's true. After thinking about it for a quick second, Jujin quickly blurted out what was on her mind. We have to stop Kim Chae Eun now. We can't let her bag the whole 500 million. If a guy we actually like shows up today, we back each other up, no questions asked. Sun A gave a super firm nod to seal this brand new master plan. Deal! Just like that, the two girls raised their glasses and happily clinked them. Jujin took a sip but kept the chatter going. There's probably nobody in that group who catches your eye, right? Sun A heard that and nodded in agreement. Not at all. Now pay attention, because right while these two were happily chatting away, suddenly, Yongha quickly stepped over carrying a chicken pot. The sauced chicken you ordered is finally out. His sudden grand entrance made both girls completely jump, freezing in pure, absolute shock. Jujin instantly went dead silent, staring right at Yongha's arm muscles. After dropping off the food, he immediately turned to leave. Please enjoy your delicious meal today. The exact second she saw this hot waiter, Yongha had Jujin blushing unbelievably hard, like absolute crazy. He's way too handsome. Even Sun A couldn't help marveling at his absolute striking beauty. You saw that too, right? Jujin immediately leaned in and whispered to her, "Did you see that? Those crazy muscles." Jujin's totally flushed face became insanely excited after getting a good look at those Yongha muscles earlier, hitting her eyes right from the jump. Simply perfect muscles. Sun'e smiled in pure delight, touching her own face while gossiping. That smile is so cute too, his teeth are blinding white. But right while they were still deeply obsessing over him, they both unconsciously flashed back to his handsome face and that sweet smile. And trust me, we leave these two girls completely obsessed. Stick with me, she is smiling, completely thrilled, but then she senses something is totally off, and Jujin's face instantly turns completely stiff. Could it really be true? While the two girls are still having a totally great time, the waiter quickly walks over holding the spoons they were missing. "My bad, looks like we forgot to give you your spoons." Hearing that, Jujin simply nods in understanding and says thanks. But then Jujin shoots a super weird look straight at her own best friend. And Seon Ah? Oh, she is absolutely fearless. She seems to quietly catch on to exactly what Jujin means. She gently looks right up at the waiter and just flashes him the most dazzling smile. He is so handsome. Getting praised out of nowhere like that makes him feel completely shy and awkward. "Oh wow, thank you." Seeing her suddenly flip her attitude makes Jujin actually a little mad. Kang Seon Ah, we literally formed an alliance here. But Youngha doesn't forget to compliment back. "You are really pretty too." She just smiles and nods, accepting it. I know, right? You and I can see Jujin is totally speechless here. She is really planning to betray me. After thinking it over for a short moment, Youngha smiles and suddenly suggests an idea. "Well, I was planning to meet a friend. If you don't mind, how about the four of us just hang out together?" Hearing this, Seon Ah immediately turns her head and looks right back at her own best friend. "What do you say, Jujin? Wanna go?" But then very quickly after, she gives a quick wink, signaling Jujin to catch on to her plan. After witnessing this exact little exchange happen, watch closely now. Jujin looks completely dazed as she finally realizes something. She uses this really confused expression and glances straight over at Youngha. This time he flashes a totally bright, sunny smile, turning his head to look at her. "Let's hang out together." This makes her so happy she feels like she could just explode. And Seon Ah doesn't forget to add, "It'll be so fun." Holding her drink in her hand, she actually feels a little bit touched. Seon Ah really is the absolute best. Time flies by so fast, and now they are at the cafe, late at night right inside the city. There are already different kinds of beer bottles sitting right on the table, and trust me, everyone is having an incredibly fun time just chatting away, getting super excited and totally loving it. Jump in with me, the black-haired guy holding his beer, smiles, totally shocked. "Are you girls really 30 years old?" Youngha just laughs out loud, chiming in. "I honestly thought we were the exact same age." Sunah's face immediately gets super awkward. "What is this? Aren't you exaggerating a bit?" Jujin quickly accepts their sweet compliments with a shy voice. "Thank you so much." The dark-haired guy notices she looks a little bit shy, so he immediately speaks up to gently remind her, "Jujin, you seriously don't need to use formal language, just speak comfortably and relax with us." Feeling way too nervous, she simply lets out a sigh and nods her head in shy agreement. All right then." The dark-haired boy just laughs, completely amused by this adorable little situation. "You are so cute." You and I can practically see those words piercing her heart. Jujin is completely struck by love at first sight here. A little bit of time passes, and both of the guys immediately stand right up. "We are just stepping out for a quick smoke." Sunah nods, completely understanding the vibe. "Yeah, go ahead." Right after the two boys step away, Sunah starts laughing and teases her. "What is this? The kid called you cute." Jujin blushes hard, acting angrily as she replies, "Crazy, totally crazy. He is literally just a kid." Meanwhile, Sunah's facial expression, trust me, we both love her pure excitement, eagerly waiting to see exactly what her friend's answer is. "Like him?" She smiles happily, nodding as she catches on. "He is all right." Time flies by, shifting straight to late night over at the train station. The group of four is still standing around chatting, enthusiastically discussing how much fun they had during today's little meetup. Noticing that it is getting pretty late now, Sunah quickly turns to head out. "All right, we are going to leave first." Jujin waves goodbye to her. "Okay, call me when you get back." Just like that, only Jujin is left walking alone with the black-haired guy from earlier. He acts super sweet, smiling so gently as he smoothly makes conversation. "Where is your place? Let me walk you home tonight." Hearing that, she happily nods her head. "Sure, Thank you so much for the offer. Even though deep down inside, her heart is absolutely jumping with joy, this younger guy is actually paying attention to me. That's where we leave them tonight, making it safely to Jujin's apartment complex. Stick with me. Black hair looks everywhere around, acting a bit surprised as he casually asks, "Is this your place?" She happily gives a nod. Yeah. Before heading up to her actual apartment, she carefully reminds him, "Thanks for walking me home tonight. Please get back safe." Okay. But just as she is about to turn away, his hand tightly grabs hers. This leaves Jujin completely stunned, having absolutely no idea what is happening. Oh, he just smiles and suggests a brand new idea. My school dorm is already locked up for tonight, so can I just crash here for one single night? Hearing those exact words makes Jujin freeze up in absolute confusion. Say what? After a very brief moment of processing this, she finally realizes his actual game. Watch closely. Her face completely changes. What are you saying? Why sleep at my house? Go ask your friends right now, and let me go. This direct rejection makes the black-haired kid incredibly surprised. He quickly blurts out his really twisted logic. Why go to a friend? I am already right here. Why do you keep pretending to be so innocent? Isn't that exactly why you brought me up here? Jujin gets extremely disgusted hearing these absolute garbage words. What absolute nonsense? You were the one who offered this. She immediately yanks her hand forcefully away. Let me go. He also slowly loses his fake nice guy cool. Older and still renting. Do you think you are some priceless prize? No other choice. We know what happens. She literally just slaps him right across the face. This makes the dark-haired little punk feel absolutely enraged by this sudden direct hit. His sweet boy attitude completely vanishes away, tightly clenching his fist and swinging it right forward. You absolute damn bitch. His voice roars, you are not done with me. Right then, Jujin stands completely frozen, entirely unable to move her body. He slowly creeps closer now, while she remains standing perfectly still right there, having zero clue on what to do next. But his dark eyes have become absolutely terrifying now, glaring intensely straight at her. She tries, but we will find out. She was helpless, realizing her legs were still violently shaking. Her legs wouldn't move, and trust me, we'd all panic. This just made the creep laugh with pure amusement. Want to run? What can you do? Right as Yujin cried out, help me. Then suddenly, some random heavy object was thrown right into his ugly face. A loud curse echoed out, you absolute bastard. Yujin also noticed a soda can hitting the dirt hard right next to them. The black-haired guy completely lost his temper, screaming out loud, who the hell is that? Three familiar little dogs immediately bolted right in, rushing forward and barking non-stop in pure furry anger. Luckily, right in the nick of time, Duan actually showed up right there. He yelled fiercely, she told you to let her go. Seeing this guy show up made the black-haired bully incredibly annoyed and angry at this sudden hero act. You bastard, who the hell are you? Even Yujin was totally shocked, and honestly, we didn't expect this rescue either. The writer kept his face completely calm and cold, just walking his little dogs around in the dark like absolutely nothing had happened. Duan slowly walked forward with total confident purpose. Fearing Yujin was in danger, he gently grabbed her hand to pull her away. He even made sure to stand right in front of the black-haired guy, stepping up like a true absolute protector. A sudden series of intense actions left her standing there completely stunned and wide-eyed, still processing the situation. The black-haired dude was losing his mind, laughing in disbelief. What the hell are you doing? He totally snapped. Watch closely now. He threw a wild punch straight forward with everything. You son of a bitch. Are you crazy? This time he aimed right for the face of Do-One, but our guy didn't look scared at all. Before he could even react, those three little dogs immediately launched themselves straight at the furious black-haired guy. Bark, 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 bark. Needless to say, he panicked completely at the crazy sight of those tiny dogs swarming him. You gotta love instant karma. His voice helplessly screamed out in terror, get away, you stupid dogs, stop biting. I said stop biting me. Let's jump in. Yujin is completely stunned by this scene. Right after that, we hear these absolutely desperate screams, as that thug gets constantly attacked by these tiny little dogs. In just a flash, with literally zero other options, the guy has no choice but to sprint away, his shirt already torn to absolute shreds. Catch you again and I will send you straight down to hell. With that absolute loser finally taken care of, Do-One gently crouches down next to the little dogs in front of him. Awesome job there, Pomerus. Remembering something super important, he turns his head toward Yujin. Are you okay? Yujin's face has gone visibly pale, totally drained of color. You and I both know she never expected things to get this crazy. Her hands are shaking so badly, entirely paralyzed by fear. It seems like Do-won also notices exactly why she's acting this way right now. He gently steps over, bringing the little pups along to comfort her. Yujin, not doing so well, huh? Yeah. His voice instantly becomes so incredibly warm now, glancing over at her with gentle eyes. You didn't get hurt anywhere, right? Even though she tried so hard. And to force herself to stay calm, the tears just helplessly keep streaming down her face without stopping at all. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Seeing Yujin looking so incredibly pitiful like this definitely makes Do-won feel a little bit sorry for her. Completely ignoring his soft gaze right in that moment, watch closely here. Her whole body is just shaking, sobbing completely helplessly. His hand slowly reaches out toward her, as if trying to comfort her. Even with a bit of hesitation, he still decides to try and soothe her clearly terrible mood right then and there. Just like that, Do-won keeps sitting there, softly patting Yujin, who is still crying out of pure helpless shock. It looks like the three little dogs completely understand the whole situation too, quietly sitting right there just patiently waiting. After crying for quite a while, her eyes are completely swollen, but she is still so deeply touched by what he just did. Thank you so much for stepping in to help me. I seriously don't know how I can ever repay you. A dinner date? Stick around for what happens. Hearing this, Do-won just coldly rejects it. No need. And you and I totally saw this reaction coming, right? She just smiles and nods understandably. Yes. While she is just desperately wanting to go back to her apartment, his deep voice suddenly rings out of nowhere. Did you actually know that guy from earlier? Feeling completely caught and entirely helpless, she has no clue how to even explain this mess. Do-won just stands quietly, waiting to hear what she says. He is not an acquaintance. Just flashing back to what just happened makes Yujin blush hard as she shyly recounts it. I was drinking, and we just sat at the same table. She grips her trembling hands tightly together in her lap. We can all feel her total panic right now. Just thinking about her own self, doing such absolutely ridiculous and nonsensical things, only makes Yujin blame herself even more than before. This is so freaking embarrassing. Last time he literally caught her using a dating app, and now this awful sitting together incident. She is already imagining the judgment on Do-won's face when he finds out everything she just did. What on earth will the writer think of me now? But watch what this guy does while she is stressing out. He immediately steps up with a solid suggestion. I will walk with you until you get safely home. These sudden words leave her completely caught off guard. Pardon? He continues scanning the surrounding area here and asks her again. You live right around here, do you not? Because Yujin is feeling so incredibly down, she does not pay attention to any other details. She just nods her head in agreement. Yes, even though she desperately wanted to forget, but she unconsciously remembers all those deeply insulting words from that creepy guy earlier. So old and yet still renting a tiny single room, yet acting so incredibly hard to get. Just thinking about completely losing face in front of Do-won again makes her panic so much, not knowing what to do. After stressing out and thinking for a short, agonizing moment, she immediately denies it out of pure shame. No, actually, I do not live around here. Trust me, we all feel her pain. But she forces herself to point straight ahead and tell him, my place is way over there. Stick with me. Turns out Yujin was actually pointing to a fancy apartment, right in the middle of the downtown area. Hearing this sudden detail makes Do-won pretty surprised, and he is ready to say something else. Oh, really? I also. But before he could even finish his sentence, she completely dashes straight ahead. I am heading out right now. Thanks a lot, okay? Just like that, he stands completely frozen, watching her silhouette slowly fade away into the distance. Watch closely. Once she is fully out of sight, he finally lets out a sigh and mutters, I actually live there too. Time quickly flashes forward to late evening, and all the city streetlights are fully shining bright. Jin, after covering such a long, crazy distance, is now completely exhausted and heavily gasping for some air. She nervously glances back over her shoulder to check if Do-won is still following her around. Lucky for her, there is absolutely nobody tailing her right now. This finally lets her breathe out a massive sigh of pure relief. Yujin quickly stands back up and wipes the heavy sweat off her face. I ran all the way. Definitely will not get caught now. I am so dead. Staring at the scenery of this unfamiliar place suddenly leaves her feeling a little bit lost, deep in some confusing thoughts. Where even am I anyway? She instinctively tilts her head up to look straight ahead. Can you believe this? Right in front of her stands an apartment, building packed with top-tier modern amenities. Amidst the super crowded streets, even though she tries avoiding it, Jin still feels deeply troubled, so much that words cannot even explain. The words from that strange guy earlier just keep echoing around inside her head on repeat. So old yet still living in a single room, acting so high and mighty, huh? Jin looks completely stunned and spaced out, realizing it is finally time she needs to upgrade her living space. After pondering deeply for a short little moment, she rapidly starts tapping away on her smartphone screen like crazy. How much does a place cost? The exact moment she sees the quoted price tag, Jin instantly freezes. You and I would too. What? 1.3 billion won, and that is even before taxes. Stick with me as she scrolls through these endless houses. It just makes her feel completely helpless and totally depressed. Not a single place costs under 500 million won. Since she had already wasted way too much time outside, Jin quickly turns around and heads in a totally different direction. Whatever, just heading home. She walks right back down the exact same path from earlier. Just way too many things actually happened to her today, leaving Jin feeling absolutely drained and completely dead on her feet. Her whole body just slumps. Now pay attention, that jerk's harsh words just keep echoing. Getting older but still living in a tiny one-room rental, yet acting so incredibly high and mighty? Even the writer Do-won had actually looked around this place, with pure surprise in his eyes. Don't you actually live right around here? Feeling super embarrassed back then, Jim had absolutely no choice but to lie. Nope, I really don't live around here. Just thinking about everything that went down today pushes Jim past her breaking point, shedding helpless tears she can't even stop. She continuously wipes away those heavy, heartbreaking tears, desperately trying to force herself to calm down again. After a really long walk, Jim finally arrives back at her very own familiar, tiny apartment. The place is completely swallowed in pitch-black darkness. You and I totally get that exhausted faceplant after today's mess. Her cell phone just keeps ringing and ringing, but she really couldn't care less about any of that right now. The person desperately calling her is Son A. Son A had literally called her so many different times. The endless ringing quickly turns into an automated voice message. The subscriber you are calling cannot be reached at the moment. Please leave a quick voice message instead. Still completely unsatisfied, Jim glares at her phone screen, desperately searching for a brand new apartment. She seriously asks her own self right then, how on earth could she ever afford a house in Seoul for 500 million won? Why must I endure those awful comments just to find a decent boyfriend in this city? But her exhausted eyes slowly fill with pure, heavy despair. She types out a quick group text to everybody. I am totally done with this bet, because she finally realizes she honestly has zero hope left for any of these stupid things. I am absolutely not participating in these terrible betting games anymore, guys. And trust me, inside that room, it continues. Let's jump right in. Jin's phone is absolutely blowing up. She just stares at her glowing screen, buzzing nonstop, and she's getting pretty annoyed about it. Seriously, she already said she was done playing games, so why keep calling? But the second she checks the caller ID, Jin completely freezes up, totally caught off guard. Turns out, the person calling her is actually writer Do-won. Seeing that familiar name flash on the screen leaves her completely stunned. Writer Do-won. Jin is trying to wrap her head around why he would call. Her expression just goes completely blank with confusion as she keeps staring hard at the screen, with Do-won's name still buzzing right there. This whole situation just makes no sense to her at all. A million different thoughts start racing through Jin's mind, making her quickly sit straight up. Wait, what is going on? Watch her panic here. Is he actually worried about her? No way. But then why on earth is he calling right now? After hesitating for just a brief second, she finally decides to just go ahead and answer it. Jin slowly brings the phone right up to her ear. Hello? Her voice comes out sounding super soft and quiet. Writer Do-won, is everything okay? From the other end, Do-won just casually asks, did you get home safe? Hearing that, she gives a little nod and replies, yes. Knowing she made it back home completely safe makes him let out a massive sigh of relief. That is good. And then, the conversation just hits pure silence. We can all feel the awkwardness right here. She is completely baffled. Did you really just call me up only to ask that? Do-won keeps up that exact same cold attitude? Yes, I am hanging up now. Okay. Honestly, that tiny bit of warmth from him just now deeply touches her. Yes, thank you. But before she can even finish her sentence, he just instantly hangs up, leaving her totally furious. What the heck, this guy? I was still talking. Glaring right down at the phone number of Do-won flashing on her screen, she gets completely lost in her thoughts. Did he seriously call just because he was worried about me? Suddenly realizing what this means, her eyes instantly light up with a massive spark. Wait, could he actually be into me? Trust me, you are going to want to see this. Doo-jin flashes back to their first meeting. Let's dive in. Even their next few meetings. He actually called her out, looking totally baffled. You are such a seriously weird girl. Hearing that, she fired right back in anger. It is just because I know this grade school kid, who actually used your face as his dating app profile picture. But honestly, his actions were actually super warm. He just wanted to tease her. It was not a real fight. But Yujin quickly brushed those hopeful thoughts right out of her head. No way. There is literally nothing about me for him to like. Terrified, she was just overthinking things way too much. She had to remind herself out loud. Do not embarrass yourself again like at that last group meeting. Exhausted, Yujin flopped down onto her familiar bed, feeling totally defeated. He is just a naturally nice guy. She instantly looked down at her phone, staring right at the text message she had just sent. All right, stop thinking about that right now. I am dropping out of this bed anyway. Now watch closely. Her message just sat there. I am totally done with this bet. Seeing that neither of them were even online yet, Eugene felt a heavy wave of exhaustion. Still on unread. Nobody had seen it yet. That total jerk's voice from earlier kept echoing inside her head. So old, yet still living in a tiny studio room, and she acts so high and mighty. Thinking about that, Eugene helplessly bit her lip, deep in thought. She buried her face and cried, drowning in pure self-blame. I am so incredibly useless. Suddenly remembering something, Eugene quickly snapped her head up. That meeting earlier today with Do-won, it actually gave her a tiny glimmer of hope for life here. You saw that, right? What if the author actually cares? She quickly pictured how insanely happy she was going to be. Finally living inside a massive, beautiful new apartment. My 500 million won. My 3-bedroom apartment. The second that thought hit her, Eugene shot straight up and frantically started typing a message. Her face was completely twisted in pure annoyance now. Spamming text messages to the entire group chat. Yeah, exactly. Just because of that absolute loser. Giving up 500 million won? Not worth it at all. Sitting right there, she fired off a brand new text. We end here, she typed. Just kidding, totally fooled you. Trust me, we all know the panic of wanting to unsend a text, but time was already up. No way to delete it now. Trying her absolute best to just shake off that heavy feeling, Eugene flops right back down onto her cozy bed. Besides, so what if she lives in a tiny studio apartment? Right now, she is completely satisfied with how her quiet life is going. As long as she is comfortable, right? But suddenly, something feels a little bit off. Eugene quickly flips open her phone to check. She checks on Sona. Still absolutely zero activity from her, which makes Eugene immediately call her number. Wait a second. Did Kang Seon Ah even make it back home safely? Why in the world is she not picking up? Just the thought of her best friend in danger makes her anxiety spike through the roof. Now watch closely. Is she seriously still hanging out with that red boy? The scene completely shifts over to another lively pub. Sona and Yonga are still aggressively clinking their glasses together, having a blast. Turns out the night is definitely not over yet, exactly as Eugene feared. The two of them happily chug down their entire glasses of beer. Sona is totally distracted, tossing her dead phone to the side just to charge it. After carefully staring at every detail of her face, Yongha laughs and casually compliments her. Wow, your nose is incredibly pretty. She realizes he is definitely praising the perfect nose she is currently rocking. This makes Sona burst into laughter. She enthusiastically spills the truth. Really? Well, it definitely cost me a ton of money. Thanks anyway. She honestly does not try to hide a single thing. Hearing that raw honesty forces a super awkward smile onto his face. But his eyes lock onto her, clearly making a firm decision right then. It is finally time to push the boundaries further. You and I both know his game. He notices Sona's super flashy nails. He flashes a smooth smile and asks, Your nail art is so pretty. Do they feel heavy? She looks incredibly thrilled, showing off her current set of fancy nails. Heavy? Not at all. But how do you know so much? He laughs at her response and slowly reaches his hand out forward. I am just a little bit curious. Can I touch them for a second? But obviously, Sona completely sees right through these cheap moves. She instantly swats his hand away, which totally makes him jump in surprise. Wild, right? Sona just laughs and totally teases him. What's this? You want to hold my hand? Stick with me, this gets super awkward. All that flirting just leaves Yongha completely speechless and heavily irritated. Feeling a sudden stomachache coming on, she quickly stands up. I need to use the restroom. The scene shifts right inside the local women's restroom. Sun A happily hums a cute little tune. She cheerfully touches up her makeup while silently thinking to herself, so freaking cute. After touching up her look with absolute perfection, she slowly puts her compact powder away. Staring at her flawless reflection in the mirror, she gives herself a pep talk. We've all been there, right? Listen up, Kang Seon Ah. You have to do a great job today. Absolutely do not get caught up in the mood and sleep with this guy. Let us take things seriously for once. Just like that, Seon Ah cheerfully steps right out of the restroom, looking forward to the rest of the date. Unluckily, she bumps hard into someone. Wincing from the sudden, sharp pain, Hyunbin turns his head in total surprise. Keeping his manners in check, he quickly spits out an apology. But the second Seon Ah sees his handsome face, she freezes in pure, awkward shock. Now pay close attention, Hyunbin never expected to run into her here. His face instantly lights up with pure joy, seeing Seon Ah standing right there in front of him. She forces a laugh and quickly chats. Hyunbin, why is everyone suddenly showing up right here today? Is it just because it is near campus? Hearing this, he nods his head in understanding. Probably so. Have you been doing well lately? Yes. Meeting Hyunbin at this exact spot suddenly makes her feel incredibly anxious. But she still plays it completely cool. Did you come here to drink with friends? Yeah. He smiles, blushing hard, and quickly makes sure to add, yeah, I am here with my club friends. How about you? She quickly explains it away. I came with a friend. This makes him instantly curious. Oh, really? Is that so? Yeah. And then? The absolute most awkward silence you and I have ever witnessed drops between them. Seon Ah just decides to end the chat right there. Well, have fun. Hearing that, he just nods his head, totally understanding. Yeah, you have fun too. Let's jump right back into the drama. Yongha immediately suggests, should we order another bottle of wine? Sona sits down with a happy smile. Sure. But she is still thinking about running into Hyunbin. Honestly, the whole encounter just left her feeling completely embarrassed. Even Hyunbin is incredibly curious after bumping into her at a place like this. Is she hanging out with that same friend from last time? He quickly spots her sitting there with a different guy. Just slowly enjoying a nice meal together, but getting a good look at Yongha's face makes Hyunbin jump back in total surprise. Now watch closely, we are about to spot a huge red flag. Wait a second, that guy. Without any real reason to crash their private little chat between those two. Hyunbin tries his best to calm down. Maybe they just have a normal sibling vibe, nothing more than an acquaintance. So he decides to head right back to his seat, back with all of his loud friends. One buddy wastes zero time asking him the big question. Hey man, who was that girl just now? She is absolutely gorgeous. Did you get her number? Hearing that, he just coldly shoots him down. No way, just someone I know. Naturally, this answer just makes everyone at the table feel super curious as they immediately start gossiping with each other. Seriously, just someone you know? How do you even know her? You and I both know where this is going. Isn't that their club senior? For real? Wait, doesn't that older guy already have a girlfriend? And just like that, the wild rumors start flying around. That guy is complete trash, just like the rumors. Hyunbin silently stares down at his glass of wine. He falls deep into thought, while watching his friends endlessly gossip about her right in front of him. Does she know he is taken and still dates him anyway? So messed up. If she literally has no clue, someone really needs to tell her. He absolutely cannot take it. He finally steps up. They are just hanging out as friends. The look on his face gets dead serious as he shuts down the whole group. Stop worrying about them and just drink your wine. They feel a bit confused, but everyone just nods and agrees. Trust me, things are about to get messy. Watch closely as Hyunbin's crew quickly heads right back. Misu, I am completely out of smokes. Let me get one off you. Thought you actually quit? Just smoke the thing already. Right then, Hyunbin spots Yongha hanging out outside, holding a lit cigarette right in his hand. You mean that rich snobby girl? You couldn't even hook up with her? You are literally useless, you absolute idiot. Catching this toxic conversation makes him stop dead in his tracks, staring daggers right at Yongha. Out of pure polite habit, he quickly bows his head to say hello. Hey senior, what is up? Yongha sees him and just chuckles in total surprise. Hyunbin, you are hanging here too? Right after that, Yongha goes straight back to his phone call with his buddy. Nah, I just bumped into a junior from my club. Anyway, keep talking, man. Yongha's super excited voice keeps ringing out loud and clear. As for me, I am getting ready for round 2. You and I both know he is hearing every single word. Yongha looks insanely hyped up, just constantly mocking the girl. Obviously, man, you absolute idiot. You said older women were supposed to be crazy, easy to seduce. You could not bag that chick because you are dumb. This entire wave of garbage talk goes straight into Hyunbin's ears. Of course, you just hit it and quit it, right? Just thinking about Seon Ah actually hanging out with this guy makes him so completely furious that he cannot even find the words. If I get her to a motel, I will snap a quick check-in pic for you. After chatting for a little while longer, Yongha quickly puts out the cigarette in his hand. He even smirks while finishing up the phone call with his trashy buddy. Damn it! If you tell my girlfriend you are totally dead meat. Now pay attention. While he is busy having fun, Hyunbin quickly steps right up to him. Hey senior! He looks a bit shocked, turning his head to see Hyunbin standing right over him. Remembering every single disgusting thing this guy just bragged about just makes Hyunbin feel sick to his stomach. Noticing that the look on Hyunbin's face is seriously weird, Yongha actually gets a little bit confused. Before Yongha can even process what is happening, he instantly unleashes a devastating punch straight into the face of this complete scumbag. The scene shifts right back inside the busy bar area, where Seon Ah is waiting. Wild, right? Stick with me as she happily walks right to the counter. Excuse me, could I get my phone that was charging here? The worker at the cafe immediately recognizes her face. The pink one, right? Seon Ah nods her head in agreement. Yes. Looking down at her screen, she sees a whole list of notifications. Seon Ah looks totally surprised. Wait, Gong was calling me? Just then, a super loud voice from outside yells, "You wanna fight?" Followed by a bunch of people whispering and talking. What is going on? Looks fun. Seon Ah stands there looking completely confused. A fight is happening? She immediately spots Hyunbin absolutely beating the life out of Yongha. Watch closely, because everyone around them rushes in to stop it. Seeing this whole mess leaves her completely stunned. She even scoffs, thinking this crowd is just being way too loud. Right after taking a much closer look at the guy getting hit, Seon Ah freezes in absolute shock. Wait a second, is that Yongha? Then she stares at the attacker. She easily recognizes that incredibly familiar face of Hyunbin right away. The more she thinks about it, the more confused she gets. Why in the world is he over there? She just cannot stand by and do nothing. Seon Ah urgently sprints straight outside into the chaos. What are you doing? Stop it. But those two just keep on fighting. She cannot let Hyunbin beat up Yongha for another second here. She quickly rushes over and pulls his arm to stop him. But these two idiots are still way too focused on fiercely fighting each other. So they completely ignore her and accidentally shove her right aside. This entire string of reckless actions from these two guys. You and I both know she is getting incredibly furious now. Left with no other choice here, Seon Ah resorts to repeatedly smashing her handbag right into his body, scolding Hyunbin in total anger. Both of you, stop this right now. Seeing her standing directly in front of him makes him look a bit surprised as he stammers, You? Seon Ah has this terrifying face. She is so extremely angry that she basically wants to beat both of these jerks up. Both of them instantly fall dead silent after seeing just how angry she really is. A little bit of time passes as she stands right before them. Seon Ah coldly demands answers. What is happening here? Explain this clearly right now. Yes. She shoots a deadly glare at Yongha. Starting straight with Yongha, he helplessly grabs his head and angrily explains the whole crazy situation. I have absolutely no idea. This jerk just suddenly attacked me for nothing. Trust me, we are about to hear her loud lecture. No swearing allowed here. Left with literally no other choice, Yongha just reluctantly nods. Yes, now stick with me here. Confused, she turns her attention right back to Hyunbin sitting nearby. Hyunbin, why are you acting like this? But Hyunbin stays totally silent, just turning his head away, like he doesn't want to talk at all. His weird, silent reaction leaves her completely baffled, and honestly a little bit shocked. She panics inside, continuously pressing him for some real answers. Why stay quiet? You hit him first, so you need to apologize right now. Unable to take it anymore, Yongha points his finger straight at Hyunbin and loudly declares it. I don't even need your apology. Do I have to call the cops then? Just like that, Yongha furiously pulls out his phone to report him. Hello, is this the local police station? Seon Ah stands there, looking completely stunned by this. Watch closely now. She realizes that even with police called, Hyunbin still isn't scared of this whole mess at all. I just got brutally assaulted. Almost instantly, a police cruiser actually pulls up straight to the scene. Looking extremely pissed off, Yongha points right at Hyunbin again and yells for everyone to hear. This absolute jerk is the one who attacked me. Seeing this entire mess escalate way out of proportion like this leaves Sun Ah standing on the sidelines feeling totally clueless today. She holds her head and sighs, just cursing her own terrible luck. What actually happened here? But while Sun Ah is still lost deep in thought, Hyunbin's group of friends quickly approaches her right then. Miss Sun. Ah, the kid's face is clearly full of hesitation right now, but he decides to just spill the whole truth anyway. Hyunbin told us to keep quiet, but we think you really need to know this. You and I are finally getting the truth, as Sun Ah silently listens. Actually, that guy from earlier was talking completely out of line. Her face goes totally blank with absolute shock after hearing the real story behind this. The truth is, back on the other side, Yongha is still cursing nonstop. I'm absolutely not settling this. The police officer gently tells him, please keep your voice down. Just thinking about what he went through makes him so wildly furious he can barely even speak. That absolute bastard. But before he finishes, you just have to watch Sun Ah's handbag fly. Sun A came flying right in. Stick with me here, she was furious enough to literally rip him into a million pieces. She just kept screaming and swearing, you total jerk. Do I look like an easy target? Just like that? Sun A went absolutely nuclear on Yongha, cursing so ruthlessly that everyone around them totally panicked and tried to hold her back. Hey miss, please calm down. All of her crazy actions just now left Hyunbin completely frozen in pure shock. But suddenly, a tiny smile crept onto his face, and at the same time, his cheeks turned completely red. Time quickly passed after that mess. The scene shifts over to the park. Sun A and Hyunbin were sitting there quietly together. Being super careful, she bought a whole bunch of medicine to bandage him up. Just thinking about everything that went down made Sun A feel incredibly annoyed all over again. That absolute scumbag, it is so frustrating. Hyunbin smiled and asked, should I go beat him up one more time? His innocent and eager little comment actually made her burst out laughing in pure delight. That sounds perfect. Now watch closely, she suddenly flinched, realizing something was not quite right. Turns out, Hyunbin's face was completely flushed like a ripe tomato right then. Seeing him act so incredibly sweet and warm really made her pause and think for just a quick second. Sun A quickly grabbed the medicine that she had just bought earlier. Remembering what he had just done for her, left her feeling so deeply touched. Thank you so much, Hyunbin. She quickly took out the ointment, getting ready to apply it directly to his wound. Next time, just ignore them completely. Don't get involved with those awful guys. Sun A moved in closer. Let me check out that wound. I'll put the medicine on. Seeing this made Hyunbin flinch a little bit, completely unsure of what to actually do. Yes. Seeing him trying to dodge her like that, left her feeling pretty confused, honestly. Is it because I am using bare hands? He quickly shook his head. No, it's just that doing that, you will make your hands dirty. She instantly laughed, barely even caring about such a tiny little detail. It's nothing. I do this all the time. You and I both know there was zero convincing Sun A. Stick with me here. Hyunbin just completely surrenders to his fate. He quickly turns his head to look in a completely different direction, too shy to even look straight at her pretty face. Seeing Hyunbin so heavily injured actually makes Sana feel a little bit regretful. What should she do? Such a perfectly handsome face, and now it is all bruised up. Even though he tries so hard to keep himself completely cool and very calm, he just cannot stop violently blushing right now. And it is not even just his face turning red, his hands are blushing the exact same color. The look in his eyes somehow desperately wishes that this exact moment would not pass by too quickly today. After applying the medicine, Sun A gives a warm smile. All done now. Hearing that, he nods in understanding to silently thank her. She keeps advising him, let it dry a bit, then apply a bandage. Then suddenly, Hyunbin falls into a strangely heavy silence. After a long moment of deep thought, he quickly calls out to her, Miss, are you and that guy currently dating right now? This blunt question takes her by total surprise. Now watch closely. Sun A has absolutely no idea how to explain this. She immediately replies, saying it was just a simple introduction through a friend, because deep down, she already has her very own personal thoughts. I cannot say I approached him on my own. It seems Hyunbin has already guessed this would be her exact answer. Did you only accept his offer because you desperately wanted to win like you said earlier? Seeing his reaction, she hesitates for a second, and then quietly replies, not exactly, but trying to find a genuinely good guy is hard. While Sun A is still recalling everything that just happened to her, Hyunbin's voice suddenly rings out loud and clear, "I am right here." Hearing that, she looks completely confused and totally stunned. She instinctively stares right into Hyunbin's super bright red, blushing face. Right after hearing those bold words, the two of them just lock eyes intensely. You and I both know, Sun A feels completely panicked remembering those words. Time just keeps slipping by between them. Nobody says a single word to the other. The street lamp flickers softly from the tall wooden pole above them. But that dim, blurry, and incredibly soft yellow light somehow makes the atmosphere around them feel 100 times more beautifully romantic. And that's where we leave it. Hyunbin continues his heartfelt confession. "Stick with me here. I have liked you ever since I was your student." Sun Ah forces an awkward smile, rushing to play off his bold words. She laughs. Well, all students are supposed to like their teachers, but his gaze? Completely sincere, locking straight onto her eyes. "I am not just a student anymore," he states. Hearing those exact words hit her all at once. She freezes up, completely stunned and unable to process it. After a brief moment of frantic overthinking, Sun Ah tightly clenches her trembling hands together. Even though she is panicking inside, she tries her absolute hardest to stay perfectly calm. Really now? Now watch closely, because she seriously suggests something wild. "Want to form an alliance with me?" He catches on instantly and nods his head. "Is that really okay?" Just thinking about it makes Sun Ah blush bright red, completely lost on what to say next. Worried Hyunbin does not fully grasp what that means, she quickly spells it out. "We actually have to kiss." But she totally underestimated just how bold Hyunbin is. His face shows zero hesitation. "I am in," he firmly agrees. Seeing him act so incredibly sure of himself leaves her in a state of total disbelief. Though honestly, Hyunbin's face starts turning totally red from the situation too. Without even realizing it, his own hands ball up tightly into fists. "You feel that electric romantic tension?" Hyunbin turns his head, staring right at Sun Ah beside him. "Do you want to try it right now?" Hit with that sudden offer, her cheeks instantly flush a deep pink. Beside her, he is looking just as shy and flustered, but his eyes stay glued straight onto her. She quickly turns her body away, desperately trying to dodge his intense gaze. Sun Ah drops her voice to a whisper, unconsciously playing with her hair. "I'm sorry, Hyunbin, but I just cannot do that with you. In my eyes, you're still just my student." Suddenly, he speaks up, cutting her right off. His voice rings out, absolutely unshaken. "No, I am not." Sun Ah jerks her head up, staring at him in pure panic. Only to see his deadly serious expression, eyebrows furrowed in deep frustration. The vibe between these two? Dangerously tense and ambiguous. Back to Sun Ah, she is so shocked she practically turns to stone. A second later, she bites her lip as nervous sweat breaks out. And trust me, Kang Seon Ah is completely lying here. Just a few days ago, Hyunbin sent her a text. "Yes, ma'am. I will reach out to you next time. Stick with me here." Meanwhile, Sun A just stares at her phone screen. She keeps obsessively reading those few short words in the message, over and over again. A sudden thought flashes through her mind. He is way cooler than she expected. She secretly praises him in her head. No annoying whining like the other guys. Thank goodness. Right after, she drops a brutally cold rejection. "Sorry, you are just not my type." The crowd drops to their knees. "Sun A, please just give me one more chance." "Yeah." In that moment, Jujim gives her a totally unimpressed, knowing look. "What is it? Texting some immature little kid again?" "You always say it is nothing." She quickly denies it. "It is over. I already told him to stop contacting me." Hearing this, Jujim suddenly screams out loud, "Huh? It is really over? What a waste. Just date him." She casually rejects it. "No way. He is too childish." Late at night, Sun A tosses and turns, staring at the ceiling. Now watch closely. She suddenly remembers Hyunbin's sweet confession. He looked at her with pure sincerity. "Because I missed you." Sun A secretly makes up her mind. I will not contact him anymore. Suddenly, her phone screen lights up. She quickly grabs the phone, only to see a text from Gong Ju. "What are you doing tomorrow?" Sun A suddenly feels a wave of disappointment. What? It is just Gong Ju? Why am I? As that thought crosses her mind, she completely freezes up. Sun A once again remembers exactly what Jujim said. "Do you actually have feelings for that younger kid?" "I know what you're thinking," but she immediately denies it. "No way." The very next morning, the scene shifts to the school hallway. At the same time, Sun A is glued to her phone screen. With a highly expectant look, the screen shows 8 new friend updates. Lee Hyun Bin, Her eyes lock onto the image of Hyunbin's face. Sun A stares with wide eyes. He uploaded a new profile picture. She zooms in on the photo. He looks so gentle and handsome. His serious expression suddenly pops into her head. What do you think? Do I look good? The memory quickly flashes by. Sun A just starts giggling completely to herself. Yes. Right at this moment, a voice violently interrupts her sweet little daydream. That's where we leave it. Why so smiley, Sun A? Stick with me. Boyfriend? Sun A instantly denies it. No way. Facing those suspicious stares, all she can manage is an awkward, stiff smile. Cut to art class as usual. A student suddenly calls out to her, Miss, please come check out my painting. Right after that, Sun A leans down closely to take a careful look. But suddenly, Hyunbin's handsome face violently flashes right into her mind. He asks her completely seriously, What do you think? Is it good? Sun A suddenly bursts into random laughter, leaving her student staring at her, totally confused. What's wrong, miss? Why the sudden laugh? Is my painting that bad? Flustered, she quickly snaps back. No, not at all. Scene changes to the yoga studio. Sun A is working out super hard. Her eyes squeeze tightly shut as her facial muscles completely relax. Suddenly, Hyunbin's serious voice echoes. What do you think? Is it okay? Seeing that illusion, Sun A violently flinches and snaps her eyes wide open. She desperately slaps her hands together in prayer, muttering over and over to herself, Focus. But watch closely. The second she closes her eyes, his face appears all over again. She lets out a loud, completely helpless scream. The sound loudly echoes across the entire empty room. A while later, Sun A is chilling, just scrolling away on her phone. Her eyes dart as she quickly stalks Hyunbin's profile page. He probably barely even uses Instagram. There is absolutely nothing except travel photos here. Then her gaze unconsciously locks onto one very specific little comment. So cool, next time I am coming too. Sun A just intensely glares down at her phone screen, suspicion bubbling up inside her chest. Wait, is that a girl? The moment that thought crosses her mind, she basically snaps awake. We've all been there, right? She literally screams, why do I even care about this? Right at this exact moment, she seriously tries to process the situation. Then Juji's voice randomly starts echoing right inside Sun A's ear. No way, he wants to see you seriously, so he literally skipped sleep. Such a direct, zero hesitation love confession coming straight from Hyunbin, but completely packed with pure sincerity. Please, just go on a date with me. Sun A freezes for a second, but her heart definitely skips a beat. Whatever, there is absolutely no way I am ever dating that younger guy. Thinking about this, a sudden chaotic memory violently flashes across her mind, an image of him completely covered in brutal injuries. Her eyes go wide, staring at it, her mind basically in total chaos. Why exactly is he even here right now? She leans over Hyunbin, totally panicked. Trust me, you'll want the next part. Hyunbin, what happened to you? Let's dive into her intense questioning. He decides to stay completely silent. But before Hyunbin can argue back, Sun A quickly looks around the room. Just as expected, his friend suddenly decides to speak up. His voice sounds a bit hesitant. Hyunbin said not to tell, but you really should know this. He honestly confesses the whole truth, explaining why that guy from earlier was acting so rude. Hearing this, a sudden realization immediately flashes right through her mind. Was it because of me? Right after that, Sun A gently applies some medicine onto his fresh wounds. At those very first soft touches, Hyunbin instantly gets super shy. At the exact same time, she quickly notices his unusually shy reaction. His cheeks unconsciously turn bright red. Snapping back to reality, Sun A quickly pulls herself away from him. That is right. She stares blankly at the young guy before her. You and I cannot deny it anymore. She actually has some very real feelings for Hyunbin. But then she suddenly remembers the principal's cold office. The atmosphere suddenly feels way heavier than usual. A strict voice echoes out very loudly. Miss Kang Sun A, there is a nasty rumor going around. He sternly warns her, demanding she fix this mess right away. Facing all this harsh criticism, Sun A is practically frozen in place. In that exact tense moment, Hyunbin suddenly makes a really bold offer. Then just go on 3 dates with me. That is all. Sun A turns around in total shock. Wait, what? Hyunbin looks right into her eyes, sounding completely serious right now. If after 3 dates you still view me as a student, I will honestly just give up. Now pay attention here. Sun A looks more confused than she ever has. She looks down, as if seriously considering this wild offer. Seeing his intensely serious facial expression now, Sun A simply blurts it out. Okay, he literally cannot believe his own ears. Wait, really? This sudden happiness hits so hard he cannot even stop smiling. On the other hand, Sun A cannot hide her joy either. You can see the emotional distance between them shrinking down to nothing. Right at that very moment, Hyunbin's facial expression suddenly shifts. He quickly holds out his pinky finger right towards Sun A. You have to promise me. And that is where we leave it, with his soft little chuckle. All right, you and I are jumping right back into this pinky promise. She confidently presses her thumb right against Hyunbin's, sealing the deal completely. He just has to double check. Another promise for real? Cut over to Sun A's place later that night. She's taking a hot shower, letting the water wash away the day. But the second she closes her eyes, Hyunbin's goofy little face pops into her mind. She literally cannot help but laugh out loud. 3 simple dates, and then this whole thing is over. Meanwhile, let's check in on Kim Chae Eun. He's looking out at a ridiculously luxurious city view. He spots Jae Yoon and Sang Yu hanging out together. Watch closely, the tension here is wild. Their hands are resting on the seat, slowly inching closer and closer to each other. Finally, after what feels like forever, his hand gently brushes hers. Jae Yoon immediately looks up at Sang Yu, total confusion written all over her face. And him? He completely panics and avoids eye contact like crazy. But Jae Yoon doesn't pull away, she actually just smiles to herself. She gently taps her finger right against the back of his hand. Jae Yoon has zero clue how falling for Sang Yu. I know what you're thinking, she's changing, right? Exactly. The vibe inside the room is incredibly romantic. 2 wine glasses are already set up perfectly on the table. We see a blurry memory of her sharing a kiss with a mysterious figure. Back in the quiet reality, their hands are still touching each other. In this total pin-drop silence, only a warm yellow light shines down on them. Jae Yoon and Sang Yu just sit there together quietly. She tilts her head, looking at him with eyes full of hesitation and butterflies. Then, Jae Yoon starts leaning closer and closer to Sang Yu. She turns her head slightly, giving him a curious, questioning look, mixed with something almost impossible to read. Sang Yu awkwardly turns his face away, trying hard to hide the bright red blush spreading across his cheeks. Jae Yoon tilts her head. She watches his reaction in surprise and then giggles softly. Right after that, she teasingly asks him, "Are you getting shy right now? Why so flustered, huh? Why won't you look?" His face turns completely red, looking down to avoid her gaze entirely. "Hey, stop teasing me. And trust me, you'll love what happens downstairs later. Let's watch these 2 hold hands tightly." Sang Yu whispers, his eyes completely glued to Chae Eun. "We gotta head back now, what a shame." She casually replies, "What on earth? We're meeting tomorrow anyway." His hand gently grazes against Chae Eun's fingers. His voice sounds super hesitant. "Yeah, but..." Sang Yu looks down, completely avoiding her direct gaze. "Then let me watch you go inside first, okay?" Chae Eun pauses for a quick moment, giving a faint smile. "It is fine, just go home." Right after speaking, she turns and walks straight toward the building, waving her arm with a really lingering vibe. From behind, Sang Yu never even takes his eyes off Chae Eun. Right now, her back figure slowly fades further away from him. He puts on a face full of deep regret and sadness. "Now pay attention here." Sang Yu quickly runs back, screaming, "Chae Eun!" Hearing his loud and desperate voice, she instinctively turns her body right back around. Sang Yu says absolutely nothing, just looking down with an awkward expression. A moment later, he shyly opens both his arms wide. Seeing this unexpected scene unfold in front, Chae Eun shoots him a very quick, judging look. But right after, his incredibly cute face completely cracks her up, making her laugh out loud. Without any hesitation, Chae Eun totally sprints over and hugs Sang Yu super tight. Feeling that warm touch like never before, his cheeks instantly turn bright red. Without a second thought, Sang Yu pulls Chae Eun tightly against him. But on her side, the corners of her mouth slowly drop. Her eyes clearly reveal some deeply complicated feelings. You saw that too, right? Then a love article pops up. Can you actually date someone without feeling any heart-fluttering sparks? I am a 30-year-old single woman. Not too long ago, I got set up and met a really nice guy. Objectively speaking, he is honestly a super solid and dependable person. Stable job, plus a really gentle personality. Literally everyone around me keeps telling me it is pure fate meeting a guy like this, and they praise him so darn much. But my heart still refuses to skip a beat for him. When eating or chatting, I just like him at a very basic, casual level. My heart does not flutter or get nervous at all. On the contrary, it feels way too stable, to the point I ask myself if I completely lost my ability to feel. Am I weird? What do you think? Should she keep seeing him? Let's figure this out together. Down in the online comment section, everyone is debating this exact same relationship dilemma. User 1 says, no sparks? But if he makes you feel safe, just keep going with it. I was in that exact kind of relationship myself, and honestly, it worked out great. User 2 chimes in, butterflies aren't everything in love. Sometimes feeling totally comfortable with someone matters way more. User 3 agrees, same here entirely. But over time, our feelings grew incredibly deep anyway. User 4 drops harsh truth. No initial sparks? Then you two are basically just friends in the end. You should seriously reconsider this. User 5 adds, I tried forcing a totally sparkless romance once, and it completely failed. It went nowhere at all. Always be honest with your own heart. User 6 writes, a cozy, comfortable relationship is totally fine. That peaceful vibe is honestly way more important than constant butterflies. Meanwhile, Chae Eun stares intensely right at her phone screen. Taking a quiet sip of beer, she gets completely lost in thought. I only met him because of that bet. But it's not like I actually dislike Sang-woo anyway. Right on cue, his name pops up. You have to watch this. Chae Eun instantly panics just a little bit inside. Obviously, I met up because I like him. She answers quickly, pacing right over toward the edge of the balcony. Those butterflies that everyone on the internet keeps talking about? The moment he speaks, Chae Eun unconsciously breaks into a huge smile. Sang-woo's voice rings out crystal clear over the line. I love you, Kim Chae Eun. Even she doesn't fully understand those feelings yet. Over in another scene, a bunch of guys are playing a soccer match. Right now, Da-seong aggressively fights another player for the ball. It is an incredibly fierce showdown. A little while later, standing quietly inside the men's locker room showers, he stares at his phone in shock. You and I know that view, right? The screen clearly shows a photo of a really high-end, fancy location. Da-seong's eyes immediately fill with deep, obvious sadness. That spot we planned to visit, she must have gone with Sang-woo instead. Cutting over to the restaurant, someone cluelessly asks, Hey, how are things going with that guy Sang-woo? Does she have a boyfriend yet? The Busan team, former high school alumni group. Unfazed by the question, he just replies, Yeah. Stick with me to see what happens next. Meanwhile, right then, stick with me, another guy chimes in, introduced by Go Da-song. Hearing this out loud, he could not help but feel pretty confused. Are you crazy? I thought Go Da-song and Kim Chae Eun were actually dating? But over on this side, Da-song just laughs out loud. Crazy? Suddenly, Young-ha shoves a very familiar picture right in his face. Young-ha carefully probes him. Didn't you guys travel all across Europe together last time? Is it really not that kind of relationship? Da-song bluntly denies it. Yeah, right, no way. He suddenly bursts into crazy loud laughter. Absolute bullshit. This guy literally spent last Christmas with Kim Chae Eun. Speaking of which, Young-ha looks up at him with super curious eyes. But seriously, is there actually nothing between you and Kim Chae Eun? Like, ever since high school? Da-song replies briefly, acting like he does not care. You guys are boring. I have said this so many times. The person next to him also asks, So you never even liked her at all? Watch closely now. Da-song just goes completely silent, awkwardly avoiding eye contact. Suddenly his phone starts vibrating endlessly. The screen flashes a familiar name, Kim Chae Eun. He panics. Go out and wait. Gotta take this call. The whole crowd yells out, We are having fun, just answer it. Outside, Da-song quickly picks up, Kim Chae Eun, what is up? She unexpectedly speaks up and asks, busy? He turns around to check his friends inside. The whole group stares at him. You know what happens next. A while later, Chae Eun sits quietly alone outside a convenience store. From far away, his voice calls out, Kim Chae Eun. She instantly looks right up. You got here pretty fast. Right after that, Chae Eun pops open a cold beer. She and Da-song lock eyes, clinking their glasses together. Right then he teases her, Long time no see, huh? Chae Eun laughs. What long time? It has only been a week. Da-song stares. You feeling the tension? No dates today? Chae Eun casually replies back, I did. Hearing this, his face does not even flinch at all, but his eyes clearly waver. Suddenly Da-song questions her, But you said you hated posting your dating life online, right? Why did you post a story? Caught completely off guard, Chae Eun forces an awkward little laugh. Oh, Sang-woo posted that online. Da-song shows absolutely zero emotion on his face right now. Let's dive in. His voice stays flat. The date went well? Sounds super fun. If things work out, do not forget me. Chae Eun just chuckles softly. Of course. Right after that, Da Song casually probes her. How long have you two been seeing each other? She answers him honestly. 2 weeks. He suddenly reacts to that. 2 weeks? Seriously? Feels like it has only been a single week. At this rate, I might actually just get married. Chae Eun bursts into refreshing laughter. What? No way. But right at this moment, she suddenly drops a heavy hint. Sang-gu is really nice, so maybe. Pay close attention here. Da Song unconsciously crushes his beer can. A bit later, Chae Eun stands neatly by the doorway. She does not forget to say, "Get home safe. Next time I will invite Sang-gu for dinner too." He gives a very short reply, "Yeah, go inside." Instantly, the door shuts tight, making a loud metallic clanking sound. But on the other side, Chae Eun falls into deep thought. After all, he did set me up with a really great guy. He is nice, but zero sparks. Still, I definitely cannot tell him that. Da Song's voice echoes in her ears one more time. Congratulations on getting together with Sang-gu. At the same time, he sits perfectly still in his car. His eyes drift toward the glass window. Da Song slowly tilts his head up, feeling a sudden sense of lingering doubt. What the heck? Why am I feeling so incredibly annoyed? In that brief moment, he painfully grips his pant leg. So lonely. You and I already know exactly why he feels this miserable. Fast forward to the next day. While he is sitting there waiting, Chae Eun's bright voice suddenly rings out, "Go to Song." From a distance, both Sang-gu and Chae Eun walk step by step toward him, walking hand in hand, completely inseparable from each other. Moreover, she shows up with this incredibly radiant, glowing face, an expression that Da Song has never ever seen before. I felt that too. Seeing this scene makes his heart completely drop. Da Song's entire body practically freezes solid at that exact devastating moment. Silence. A completely quiet ceiling. Just the dim, fading light. Stick with me, we are diving right into Da Seong's incredibly messy, shadow-filled mind. He just stares up at it, completely lost in his own tangled thoughts. Suddenly, Da Seong remembers exactly what he said a bit earlier. Sang-hyuk is a solid guy, so marrying him would not be bad. Thinking about this, his fingers dig deep into his own shirt fabric. Right after that, Da Seong suddenly bolts upright in bed. His eyes show total conflict and deep confusion, like there is just no clear answer. A little later, Da Seong pours himself some cold water. He downs it in one gulp, his mind spinning non-stop. Why am I like this? That would be great anyway. Now watch closely, this is the exact moment Da Seong completely freezes up. He suddenly remembers how Chae Eun looked back when they were just teenagers. Her serious voice echoes back. Hey there, go Da Seong. If we hit 50 and are still single, we should just live together. Faced with that sudden proposal, he turns to look at Chae Eun with absolute panic in his eyes. Unlike Da Seong, she is just weirdly calm about the whole thing. Right at that exact moment, Da Seong drops a harsh rejection without a single second of hesitation. I hate that idea. Snapping back to reality, he forcefully slams the glass on the table. Da Seong cannot help but feel totally helpless right now. You and I both know why he remembers this, right? The next morning, the first sunlight shines straight down onto the school building. Right now, a polite student bows her head. Good morning, sir. Da Seong gives a slight nod. Morning. Meanwhile, his mind is still spinning with heavy doubts. Kim Chae Eun getting married? I cannot even begin to picture that happening. But from a distance, Seon Ah's figure suddenly pops right into his view. The second he spots her, Da Seong reflexively bows his head in greeting. Seon Ah just seems super hesitant, her eyes darting nervously all over the place. Cut to the inside, right into the quiet teacher's lounge room. Seon Ah hesitates, then quietly confesses. I decided to go on exactly 3 dates with Hyunbin. Hearing this, Da Seong shows absolutely zero emotion outside. But inside, he is silently judging that little punk Hyunbin. Eventually, Da Seong just forces a polite smile. Have fun on your date then. Faced with his perfectly normal and calm reaction, she cannot help but feel a little bit shocked. She asks the exact question we are all thinking. Not surprised? Did Hyunbin already tell you about this whole thing? Stick with me, Da Song immediately replies, sounding totally distracted. No, we aren't that close. I am just saying that. A good while later, the art room door finally slowly creaks open. Right at that moment, Sun A turns to look directly at Da Song, with completely curious eyes. By the way, Jiyeon's birthday is coming up real soon. Did you prepare anything yet? Without missing a single beat, she quickly replies. Lately, she's been super into that Diptyque brand stuff, so I bought that as a birthday gift. Hearing this, she softly probes, "Oh, you already bought it? Then what on earth should I get her?" At that exact same time, Mr. Kim quietly hides, watching them from a dark corner. Let's look back over to Sun A. She puts on a really bored, annoyed expression. She actually has a boyfriend for her birthday this year. Is she seriously not going to hang out with us? Watch closely now. Meanwhile, Da Song completely freezes up in shock, her eyes wavering for a brief second. Seeing this reaction, Sun A just mutters to herself. She will definitely be staying right by his side. Later that evening, the guy Song Yu sends a sudden text message. Da Song, let me buy you dinner. I will be bringing Ji-yeon along too. In an absolute flash, Da Song arrives at the meeting spot. She carefully calculates the situation. Is this the first time us three are hanging out together? Right at this exact moment, Ji-yeon loudly calls her name. Go Da Song! From a distance, the familiar figures of Ji-yeon and Song Yu. Walking hand in hand, they finally show up. You and I know this hurts. This time, Da Song unconsciously stares right at their intertwined hands. She slowly looks up at her friend's absolutely glowing, happy face. In that specific split second, Da Song's facial muscles practically lock up completely. Her heart unexpectedly aches with sharp, painful, sudden pangs. Inside the warm, cozy restaurant, the three of them sit closely gathered together. Da Song helplessly keeps denying it. No, definitely not true. She lowers her head, her mind constantly trying to rationalize. I'm probably just feeling super awkward. This is my very first time seeing Ji-yeon out with a guy, especially since it is Sang Yu. Just as Da Song is completely spacing out, her voice snaps her awake. Trust me, we aren't ready. It was Sang Yu's eyebrow. He awkwardly touches his face. Is it here? Watch this move. Chae-eun casually takes the chance to tease him. Nope, not right there. Right after that, she reaches out and softly touches Sang Yu's face. Come a little closer. Seeing that exact moment, Da Song suddenly jumps up from his seat. His lips tremble slightly, words caught completely in his throat. I need to use the restroom. Just look at Da Song turning away and walking off, leaving a very confused Chae-eun behind. Meanwhile, Sang Yu just stares right at him. The scene shifts to the men's restroom. Inside, Da Song leans heavily against the sink counter. He stays totally silent for a long time, then bites his lip so hard it might actually bleed. We've all felt this panic, right? His mood hits rock bottom. Am I actually crazy? Time quickly slips away in a flash. In the blink of an eye, it's already the next morning. Da Song shows up looking completely drained and totally exhausted. In his dreams last night, he imagined the incredibly happy and smiling faces of Sang Yu and Chae-eun. Da Song's expression instantly goes totally dark, losing sleep over Kim Chae Eun in the middle of the night. Do I seriously like her that much? And this morning, that exact same scenario replays all over again. He tiredly messes up his hair. Am I still thinking about this right now? Right at this exact moment, his phone screen suddenly lights up. Da Song turns to Sang Yu in pure confusion. He urgently sends a text message. Chae-eun's birthday is coming up soon. You need to give me some good gift ideas. He thinks to himself, but I want to buy her something. You're gonna love this. Da Song answers with zero hesitation. She is really into Dior lately. He constantly battles with himself, but getting a gift from her boyfriend would make her much happier, right? Getting that quick reply, Sang Yu immediately texts right back. Oh, she actually likes that brand? I thought so too, but isn't it a bit pricey? The second he sees that exact message, Da Song's face instantly changes color. What is up with this guy? He furrows his brows hard. Spending money on Kim Chae Eun and he actually feels regret? If I were her boyfriend, I would not hesitate to spend a single dime. You and I feel that tension. The thought passes. Stick with me, Da Seong's mind is totally short-circuiting. What am I even thinking? Cut to the next scene. He is standing right inside the tournament hall. He frantically tries to calm his own racing thoughts. Maybe he is just way too incredibly lonely. So he's just getting super jealous over Kim Chae Eun's little romance. Suddenly, the image of her looking perfectly happy with Sang Yu flashes vividly right in his mind. He just remembers Chae Eun boldly touching his cheek right in front of a huge crowd. Meanwhile, his group of students keep shouting out loudly, Hey, Mr. Da Seong. A super loud, panicked voice immediately snaps him right back to reality. Sir. A female student waves her racket lightly. Did you just log out, sir? Da Seong awkwardly steps closer to the court. Sorry, I totally missed that. The girl calls him out bluntly, showing absolutely zero hesitation or mercy. You need to focus, sir. Meanwhile, internally, he keeps repeating to himself, "Stop thinking about Kim Chae Eun right now. Now watch this." Out on the court, his mind is still completely trapped in that agonizing memory. Instantly, a fast ball flies from afar and smacks him right in the face. A male student lets out a totally panicked scream. "Sir!" Much later, the school nurse gently dabs his bruised face with some strong antiseptic medicine. She just has to sigh. How does an incredibly athletic guy like you get smashed by a ball multiple times? You're thinking about your crush again, right? Da Seong stays silent. We both know she's right. His eyes look completely dead and hollow. Just then, a female teacher shrieks at the top of her lungs, "You punks, get in here!" The nurse slowly steps a bit closer. "Why are both your faces so badly bruised? Were you two fighting?" The angry teacher quickly explains the entire messy situation. "Look, these two absolute idiots are brawling over a girlfriend right now." One of them instantly fires back in pure frustration. "That is not true. This massive jerk actually introduced his girlfriend to me, and then he just stole her right back." The guy next to him furiously screams, "You are the one who treated Yujin like total garbage in the first place. If you had treated her right, I would have given up a long time ago." He immediately roars back, "So what if I just now realized my true feelings for her?" The other student harshly argues back, "You already missed your chance with her, so regret it for your whole life." Trust me, you and I know those exact words just woke Da Seong up. At that same moment, the angry student lunges forward to grab his rival's shirt. "You jerk." The other guy absolutely refuses to back down, because Eugene ended up picking me in the end anyway. "Stick with me here." Da Seong is just completely zoned out. But then, he steps right in and cuts off their argument. "First off, just calm down. One at a time, tell me everything." The female instructor looks totally confused right now. "Mr. Da Seong, are you going to counsel them?" He replies casually. "Just let me handle this and talk to them, man to man." Cut to a totally quiet and empty gym room. Watch closely now. The student is looking super awkward. "Why did you want to talk in the gym anyway?" Da Seong ignores the question, tilts his head, and interrogates him. "You introduced her to your friend, and then you stole her right back?" Hearing this, the kid just completely snaps and starts yelling, "I like her too much. What should I do? I literally can't stop thinking about her all day long. Falling in love is not a crime, man." I know what you're thinking. But then Da Seong suddenly grabs his shoulder. "So then." He stares the kid down with an absolutely dead serious face. "Exactly how did you steal her away?" And that wraps up today's video. Don't forget to drop a like to support Gao, so we can catch more wild stories together. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.